of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Houston.
Park in Houston, Texas, Fox Sports Houston brings you Houston Astros baseball. Tonight it's game 2 of this 3-game series. The Astros meet the first-place Milwaukee Brewers. Good evening, everybody. Bill Brown and Jim DeShays. Jeff Bagwell will join us for the start of the game. The Brewers thumped the Astros last night, but now Houston tries to get back even against a very good Milwaukee club.
Yes, and it's a rematch of last Sunday's game in terms of the pitching matchup. Brett Myers for the Astros, Chris Narveson for the Brewers. Narveson, a lefty, having a very nice year as the 5th starter for the Brewers. You see the breakdown on him, home and road. Brett Myers not getting a whole lot done in terms of wins and losses this year, just 3-11 with a 4.65, but certainly has pitched well enough to win a number of games. And since the break, 4 starts, 0-2, despite a 3.67 ERA.
As the Astros go out tonight against the Brewers, they've had some player changes. We'll check the lineup tonight, tell you about what's been going on behind the scenes as Astros baseball comes your way next.
Car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. And now to the booth. It's a Saturday. That means Bill Brown and Jim DeShays are joined by Jeff Bagwell, guys.
We could use some karma from Jeff Bagwell tonight. We usually have the wins for the Astros when you're with us. Does that sound like something that you would accept?
We're hoping for that for sure. There's no doubt about that. I know Mearsy's pitching a little bit today with a little bit of a bad hamstring. I know that from a little insider information I got.
Yeah.
But as is Mearsy, he's a gamer, and he's out there tonight pitching for us.
He's been dealing with that for a couple starts now. And we'll take a look at the starting lineup for Milwaukee. It's Corey Hart in right, Niger Morgan in center, Ryan Braun in left, Prince Fielder in first, Casey McGee third, Unieski Betancourt short, Felipe Lopez second, Jonathan Lucroy catch, Chris Narveson pitch.
Well, Brett Myers is on the mound for the Astros tonight. Take a look at his last 3 outings, a loss and a couple of no decisions, despite pitching pretty well. As a matter of fact, he has not picked up a win since June 17th. That complete game at Dodger Stadium.
First pitch line to left field by Corey Hart for a single, giving him an 8-game hitting streak.
Here we go.
Yeah. Now we take a look at the defense of the Astros.
J.D. Martinez in left again tonight. Bourgeois Michael center and right. Infield of Paredes, Barmes, Altuve, and Lee. And Quintero does the catching. Got to keep an eye on Corey Hart, a big guy, but he runs pretty well. Might try to steal a bag at some point.
Has anything happened here since last time I've been here?
Don't feel the same?
No. Niger Morgan drags a bunt.
Oh, God.
And he has reached on a bunt single. Perfectly laid down up the first base line. And now it's first and second, nobody out.
Yeah, there's been a couple of line changes, Baggy, since you were last in the booth.
Yeah, this is a little bit of different ball club. I'm not sure what happened right there on that play. Okay.
Looks like Carlos wanted to charge it, and then he got caught in between, Baggy, maybe.
Yeah, but Losa's got to get back to the bag there. If he's not going to go get it, then he's just got to go back to the bag because there's nobody there at that particular time. That being said, great bunt. I don't know if we would have had an out anyway, but.
And Ryan Braun on a 5-game hitting streak.
Not quite the way we wanted to start it out here, Brownie.
No, that's a tough start, and now a double play ball would be wonderful. Braun is second in batting average, .329. He's ripped 21 homers. He's driven in 74 runs. Braun's hit .375 against the Astros with 3 bombs. Myers misses there, and it's 1-1. In the game Sunday at Milwaukee, Myers gave up 3 earned runs in 6 innings. Got a no decision. Milwaukee won at 5-4.
Last night the Brewers dropped a 3 spot on the Astros in the top half of the first, 3 more in the third, and it was pretty much all she wrote with Gallardo on the mound.
Ball foul, 1-2. Braun is one of those MVP candidates. Maggie, how do you like his hitting style?
Well, you know, when he first came in the league, when I was coming out of the league. Obviously, he's a tremendous hitter. Hits for a high average, hits with power, does everything well, drives and runs. I mean, I can't say anything bad about him. He really he's a complete hitter, and you know, going to be a fixture in this organization for a long time. So it's great to watch him hit it because you know what, he's selective too. He's not like he's just up there swinging, you know, wailing and swinging and all that kind of stuff. And the 1-2 punch with him and with Prince has been amazing for them.
It really has. One of the best 1-2 punches certainly in Major League Baseball.
No doubt.
Two pitch coming from Myers here. He's 3-11 this season. He's 5-4 lifetime against Milwaukee. Curveball's tap foul. Brewers are 7-3 against the Astros, but the Brewers have won only 3 road series all year.
They've only won 3 road series.
Yeah,
Wow.
they've been horrible on the road this year. Trend that's starting to reverse itself, though. They played pretty well on their last road trip, but yeah, they're just 22-35 on the road.
Wow. But look at that home record,
yeah,
though.
they're crazy good at home.
41-15, best home winning percentage in the majors.
How do you explain that? I mean, I don't even know how to explain that.
I don't know how you can.
I mean, you
if you're good, you're good.
Yeah,
I mean,
if you're good enough to be 41-15 at home, you should at least be 500 on the road. Look at a number of guys who just aren't hitting away from Miller Park.
237. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is absolutely crazy. As JD mentioned, I think last night, if it were Coors Field, you might be able to understand it a little bit.
Right, Brownie. Maybe they got something going on in the scoreboard.
Yeah, Bernie the Brewers cheating.
And the right fielder is calling for it, Jason Michaels, for the catch. And here's the tag, and the throw goes in towards second, and it's cut off. Yeah. 1 out. Hart moving to third, and it's Fielder next.
It's like a little bit of lack of communication there. A little bit. Kind of got to get a full steam of momentum going right there. J. Mike's had some shoulder problems this year, so tough for him to make the long throw, and Bougie doesn't throw that well either, so it's not even a play on that one.
And now it's Prince Fielder with 24 homers, 79 runs batted in, a .294 average for Prince.
Take a one hopper to second right here.
Ooh, absolutely. Fielder's hit 400 against Houston this season.
And he has outrageous numbers against Myers.
Now 476 and 4 homers.
Yeah, 10 hits and 21 at bats.
That's pretty solid numbers right there.
13% of the time when he's had an opportunity, he's grounded into a double play. He has appeared in every game for the Brewers this season. He started every one too. He rips that one a long way up the right field line. That's a moonshot. That is a 3-run homer. Looked like it might hook, but he kept it fair, and Fielder hits number 25, giving him 82 runs batted in and a 3 spot in the first. That's what Milwaukee did last night.
Sometimes the numbers don't lie, and we showed you the numbers that Fielder had against Myers coming into this one. They're trying to throw a cutter in on his hands, and boy, gets the hands pulled in and able to keep it fair. No chicken. It's the opponent.
That's right.
Astro does it. You get a chicken sandwich, but not Prince.
That was a massive home run by Fielder, his 4th against the Astros. And now 11 for 22 against Myers as McGee puts one in the air. Michael's waiting in right for the second out. 27 home runs surrendered by Myers now this season. If it's a solo shot in the first inning, not that big a deal. 3-run homer. The way Narveson has pitched, looking pretty good for Milwaukee early.
Well, that's right, Brownie. I mean, you just got to keep the guys in front of those 2 big guys off the bases. If you can do that, you can handle the solo homer or the base hits or the doubles and all that. But once you get all those guys going, nowhere to put them, it's just tough to pitch around.
Betancourt taking strike 1, checks in at 257 with 8 homers. He's driven in 44. In tight to him, it's 1-1. Betancourt has hit well against the Astros. Came in the trade with Kansas City. Several players involved in that deal. Zach Greinke, the principal in that deal. And he will be going tomorrow against Bud Norris at 105. Swing and a miss, 1-2. That'll be the first time Greinke has faced the Astros this season.
Good stuff.
22 runs allowed. Now it's really similar to Jay Happ's first inning runs surrendered this season.
The difference with Myers, and this was the case last year too, he'd get touched up early and then just hang in there. He'd get you into the 6th inning and keep it a 3-run game. He's done that quite a bit. Certainly last year, almost every time. This year, not as consistent as last year, but still, he's been able to pitch around early damage, settle in, and hang in there. And therein lies the hope for this game, because even though Narveson's had a good year, you got a better chance against Narveson than you would a guy like Greinke.
A looping hit to left center field off the bat of Betancourt. That's hit number 4 of the inning. Felipe Lopez comes up, switch hitting second baseman. Joined the Brewers just about 10 days ago. 273 for Lopez with Milwaukee with 1 RBI. He was with Tampa Bay earlier this season, filling in for the injured Ricky Weeks. Jonathan Lucroy, the catcher's on deck.
Astros running into a talented club and a hot club too. Yeah. Brewers won 9 out of their last 10, so they're, coming to the ballpark with a lot of energy, feeling good about things.
No, they're in a pennant race.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a different step.
That's a very good point. You don't have to worry about your energy level
so
much,
you don't.
do you?
No. The only thought every single night is, how am I going to win this ball game? Now, it should be like that with any club, including our club. But you know, when you're in a pennant race, it's even more.
Bouncer Carlos lead. It's a 3-run first on 4 hits with a man left for the Brewers. The Astros face Narveson right after this. Bourgeois in center field tonight. Jose Altuve at second base. J.D. Martinez in left. Carlos Lee at first. Jason Michaels in right. Jimmy Paredes at third base. Clint Barmas is the shortstop with Humberto Quintero, the catcher, for Brett Myers.
There's Narveson, 29 years of age, a 12-game winner last year, and now having a pretty solid year for the Brewers. His last 3 outings, a couple of no decisions, and sandwiching a win in between, and a no decision against the Astros on Sunday as he and Myers hooked up back in Milwaukee.
Ball 1 to Bourgeois. 336 for the former Brewer. Jason has 1 homer. He's driven in 13. That homer coming in Milwaukee.
Got this guy, didn't he?
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
1-1.
Do it again.
That's
3
a 3-run
times.
homer, wasn't it?
Yeah. 3-run homer, yeah.
On one of those, little slider down and in.
Uh-oh. Bougie knew it, too.
Yep.
I remember watching it on TV.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Shine it up. Be afraid to kick that dirt off the edge.
Spoken from a true pitcher.
Strikeout for Narveson. He sports a very good changeup.
Defensively, the Brewers shape up this way tonight. Braun, Morgan, and Hart in the outfield. McGee, Betancourt, Lopez, Fielder on the infield. Ricky Weeks, Allison will be for a considerable time. Jonathan LaCroix is behind the plate.
They can scrub it all they want. They still don't know where it is. Now I can say that because I don't have to play anymore.
Jose Altuve looked like he came out of his game plan a little bit last night, Baggy, but then again he was facing Giovanni Gallardo for the first time.
Yeah, I mean we're not talking. I mean you're not facing many Giovanni Gallardos down in AA, so it gets tough. But you know what? He's going to learn. He's going to be fine. The kid's not scared. I know that, and that's what I like about him.
Corey Hart puts it away. 2 outs. Yeah, he has looked very, very good.
Comfortable. That's what he looks. You know, I don't think he's overwhelmed at all about the situation that he's in.
Good way to put it. J.D. Martinez coming up next. He had a big 4 RBI game. He's at 300, 1 homer, 5 runs batted in, and 2 doubles so far this season.
300 is not a abnormally to J.D. Martinez. He's one of the only kids that we've had in the organization that continues and always has been hitting 340, 330, 350 every single place he's been in the minor league. So, you know, he's hitting third in the big league lineup right now. I don't think that it really bothers him one bit.
1-1. Well, Brad Mills would love to have him establish himself as the number 3 hitter.
Yeah, no doubt.
Mosley on deck. Narveson a little bit up with that pitch, goes to a 2-1 count. Narveson has not beaten the Astros in his career, 0-2 with a 4.01 ERA in 7 games, 6 starts. Little number rolls back to him. And he makes it a 1-2-3 first with the score 3-0 Brewers.
The family to Minute Maid Park tomorrow when the Astros battle the Milwaukee Brewers. The first 10,000 kids 14 and under to the 105 game receive an Astros Cuddle Pup, courtesy of Kellogg's. Get your tickets at Astros.com. That's a cute little fella, and you don't have to clean up after him.
There's ball 1 to Jonathan Lucroy, leading it off in the second inning. A .284 hitting catcher with 7 homers, 46 runs batted in. It's a 1-1 count to Lucroy. Last night he drove in a couple. He had a single and a pair of walks.
There's so much attention, and rightfully so, paid to the likes of Fielder and Braun, but this guy's been a nice piece for them. Solid behind the plate, and
yeah, he's having a nice year, Jimmy.
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah.
Compared to what other catchers are doing around Major League Baseball offensively, he's got to be in the upper third.
2-1.
Looks like a Brewer too. Certain looks you got to have.
Yeah, that's right. In the month of May, he led his club in runs batted in with 20.
No kidding.
Ground ball and off the glove of Paredes. If he even got his glove on it, it went on through into left field. He tried the sliding play. That ball came up, and Lucroy is at first with a single.
So the second begins as the first begins with a leadoff hit to Hopper. Got caught in between a little bit. Not an easy play. But now a bunt opportunity for Narveson.
Narveson has 6 sacrifice bunts this season, a .237 career average with 9 runs batted in.
Maggie, you've seen these guys come up through the system. Where are you at with Paredes? How finished a product is he?
I'm not sure he's finished enough right now to be here. And I think even Ed said that in the paper, that he was maybe a little bit pushed a little bit right now. You know, switch hitting is very difficult. You know, he was a shortstop, and then he went to second base for a little bit, and then now at third base. So it's, you know, this is a test ground for him, and you know, this is what we have right now. We have an opportunity now to play our young kids, to see how they react to this level. I know they brought it up in the paper the other day about 1991 when I first came up and all the rookies that we had then. Jimmy, you know, you were part of that team, and Brownie, obviously, you were, you know, doing TV for us then too. So it's, you know, it's interesting. But you know what? This is how you find out if kids can play. You know, we did it. We sent Wallace and Johnson down, and now we got Altuve and Paredes, and different guys up here that we just got to see if they can play.
That's what the remaining 2 months will be all about.
That's what it is.
Narveson bunts, foul. 2-2.
And we're not even in September yet when they have call-ups. So who knows what happens there too.
Well, we're happy to be with you on this Saturday night. The situation today, we found out when we got to the ballpark, was that Jay Happ, after pitching last night, is headed for Oklahoma City. Option there, and Anario Del Rosario is on the disabled list. So Wesley Wright is here tonight. And this one is fouled on another bunt attempt. So that's a strikeout of Narveson for out number 1. And Jeff Fulcino has returned.
That wasn't even close, that at bat, by the way.
It's not.
One thing to roll one up the line that just trickles foul. He just couldn't get out of the batter's box.
No.
Corey Hart's the batter. He led off the game with a single. And Brad Mills is not sure who will take Happ's spot in the rotation the next turn through yet. He said in the next day or two that situation will become clear. That's fouled away. And he said we have some other things working here. So it's Fulcino back after pitching well at Oklahoma City, and Wesley Wright also did a nice job there. Wesley was here earlier for 3 days but didn't pitch.
It was like the Phantom. He just blew into town and blew out. We never saw him on the hill. Good to have him back. Good guy.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Both those guys.
Yes,
really
they are.
You're easy to root for.
You talked about the 91 team earlier, Baggy, and with the talent on that club.
Yeah.
Caminetti and you and Biggio and Luis Gonzalez and so on down the line.
Steve Finley.
Yeah. That club really put things together, and even though it lost 97 games, the next year played 500
Yes,
ball.
we did. Yes.
And if you remember, that was a deal. The Glenn Davis deal was one that was roundly criticized at the time. But all of a sudden, Finley, Harnish, and Schilling are in Astro uniforms.
Pretty good careers out of those 3 guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
And,
somebody took over at first base after that Glenn Davis trade too. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that
went.
worked out all right. And then, of course, the glaring mistake was, then moving Schilling for Jason Grimsley.
Yes. Arguably a Hall of Famer.
We had him.
He was our closer.
Yeah, he wanted to be a starter, but the Astros needed a closer, and he was the guy.
Right.
I think Al Osuna actually wound up leading the club in saves, but Schill pitched late in games too.
Yep.
And that guy who took over at first base made that move late in spring training.
He did, yeah.
That worked out real well. Struck him out. Opening day, there was a guy named Rob Dibble on the mound in a close ball game in Cincinnati. You remember that?
I did. I remember seeing a fastball right at my forehead. And I saw one the next night at my forehead too. That's when we used to fight with the Reds every single time we played them.
We stole Dibble's glove when Osuna broke it out
Osuna
on the
did,
airplane.
yeah.
That's right.
They beat us into submission, and
men were men. We used to steal gloves.
they'd sweep us, outscore us by 30 runs, but we got his glove.
Yeah.
Morgan with a fly ball to the left. Martinez in. Martinez hits the ground and comes up with a baseball. Good sliding catch by J.D. Martinez, and it's no runs a hit and a man stranded. It's 3-0 Brewers.
cancer history, and it was on this date in 1990 that Joe Morgan is inducted to the Hall of Fame. He is the first player inducted to spend a significant part of his career with Houston. Of course, he started it with the Astros and had a tremendous career. This date in 1990.
Terrific player. 3-0 Milwaukee. Carlos Lee leads it off, bottom of the second inning. There is strike one from Narveson to a .265 hitter. With 10 homers, 60 runs batted in.
Narveson's best pitch is probably his changeup, and it looks like he's got good feel for it already here tonight. He's 2 or 3 very good ones. Just started Carlos with one there for strike one. Fastball clocked at 87, and that's kind of where he'll sit, 86 to 89. There's a breakdown.
Oh, a changeup.
Yeah, really relies heavily on that change. There it is.
Yeah.
1-2.
Well, you got to really sell out to hit the ball to right field onto this guy. He's not going to really pitch you in and pound you in and all that kind of stuff. You know, he's going to work the outside part of the plate. There it is there. And then you can hit a home run like that.
There it goes off Carlos Lee's bat. And just like that, it's 3-1.
Just like I said, you got to stay away. Think about it, hit the ball the other way, and then hit a home run in the carpet box. What an analyst I am.
Yeah, well, but you know, if you're thinking away and then he makes a mistake like that,
then you can take it. Yeah, you take advantage of it.
A little bit of a floater.
Number 11 for El Caballo.
Well, that's what it was. That ball's in the middle of the plate right there.
Only the 12th long ball surrendered by Narveson in 129 innings. Jason Michaels takes a look at strike one. J. Mike with 2 homers, 9 runs batted in, and a .208 batting average. 342 for Carlos, tying Ron Santo for 86th on the all-time home run list. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. The Astros get a home run back after the 3-run shot by Fielder in the first. It's a 2-1 count. Narveson facing Houston for the 3rd time this season. He lost 5-0 here to Bud Norris back on the 1st of May. And Carlos Lee hit a 3-run homer off him in that game. Home plate umpire Gary Cederstrom.
Yep.
That's to center field. Morgan backing on it. 1 out.
Well, homers go to die out there.
You bet it is.
That's what people don't understand about this ballpark. I mean, there is some short sides to this ballpark. Straightaway left, straightaway right. But once you get out towards that middle of the field, it gets pretty big.
Mike Barnett was talking about that ball Brian Bogusevic hit last night to center field. Did it really well, but it was an out.
Yep. Well, if you got to hit it 437 to hit it out of here, that's a long way. That's old Yankee Stadium type stuff.
Yeah. Jimmy Paredes, a switch hitter at 364. Has hit in all 3 major league games he's played in. There's ball 1 to him. Made the jump from Double-A Corpus Christi. He takes that pitch. It's 2-0. The former Yankee farm system product. Obtained along with Mark Melanson in the Lance Berkman deal. Grounds this one to the left side. Betancourt.
Wow.
Just barely. 2 outs.
They're not nonchalant it.
No.
Just thinking about Paredes and Martinez and Altuve and all these guys coming up to the big leagues and wondering what's going on in the minds of the guys still down at Double-A and Triple-A. I mean, they just got to be bubbling with excitement. Well, that phone's been ringing off the hook lately.
Oh, you're right, JD. And I tell the kids when I used to go down there, is just tell them, just play. If you play, good things are going to happen. If you're doing good things, you're going to have a chance. It might not be with this organization, but you're going to have a chance.
Sometimes down there in the minor leagues, guys feel like they're being overlooked. They're putting up good numbers. They're having good years. And they're not sure people are paying attention, but people are paying attention.
Well, when you do the stuff that JD's done, when you're hitting 340, 350 every single way you're at, I mean, to me that doesn't. You understand what's going on down there. And you know what? The same with Altuve. Altuve was hitting 400.
Varmus pops it up. Fielder coming over. Carlos Lee ripped his 11th home run, and it's 3-1 Brewers after 2.
Reminder, available at every Astros home game. All-you-can-eat tickets score you a mezzanine seat, and all-you-can-eat hot dogs, nachos, popcorn, peanuts, soda, and water. Only $30. Take advantage of one of the best values in the ballpark. Buy your tickets at Astros.com tonight. And don't forget, that's every home game.
Foul ball there by Ryan Braun, leading off the 3rd inning with a score of 3-1 Brewers. 5 hits for the Brewers, 1 for the Astros. All-you-can-eat section right there.
Just want to say, Brownie and Jimmy, I just want to give kind of a shout out to Jim Sullivan and Sean Sullivan and Sherry Minger for the passing of her mother, Betty Sullivan, the other day. So I just want to say my condolences to them here on the air. Big Astros fans, and I just want to say I'm sorry and my condolences.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, me too.
Strike 2, no balls, 2 strikes for Myers.
Well, this is the way to start it out. Let these guys come up with nobody on right now.
Bet. Now the table setters did a good job on that in the first.
Yeah.
And smacked on a line into left center field. Braun went down and hit that one hard.
That's why you want to let them guys lead off.
Got a good swing and an 0-2 pitch.
Some guy can hit. I mean, every year, 3-something, every single year. Just a good hitter. And this guy's a beast.
Headed for free agency.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think the market would be like if he and Albert Pujols are both in it?
Well, I like their chances. I like to be their agent.
And strike 1 to Prince. Hit that towering 3-run homer in the first.
What do you think he looked like with a little red on him, like a little Astro uniform?
He looked good in about anything.
Yeah, don't see it happening, but still.
Runner takes off. There's a ground ball, and that'll get him to third as it's a single through the right side. It works perfectly for the Brewers. Braun set sail. Fielder pulling the ball through the right side.
Beauty of being left-handed.
And both Braun and Fielder hit pretty good pitches, not necessarily mistakes.
I don't know what that shimmy was that Prince was doing right there.
Casey McGee.
I got to get with the times.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get old, I think.
You have the gestures and the handshakes.
I got to get all
very
that
complicated.
stuff. I don't understand all this.
Ball one to McGee.
Do the Dougie or whatever the heck that stuff is they do.
Tony La Russa had a pretty good line when somebody missed a sign for the Cardinals this year, and they asked him whose fault it was. He said, well, they all know their handshakes in the dugout.
Yeah, but they don't know the signs. Yeah.
Kyle McClellan missed the squeeze sign.
That's right.
Punto came flying down the line, and McClellan swung away.
He was doing the Dougie.
It's called the Dougie?
I don't know what the heck it's called. I don't know. Kevin Durant did it. I don't know what it was. I said, I'm getting old now. I got to ask my kids.
1-1 to count. It's entertainment.
Yeah. Justin Bieber would know, or Bieber, or whatever the heck his name is.
1-2 the count to McGee.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what his name is. Is it Bieber? I think it's Bieber.
It's Bieber.
Bieber with a B?
Bieber with a B.
I don't know. My kids yell at me all the time.
Yeah. Apparently you don't have Bieber fever, and they do.
I definitely don't. I promise you. My hair is long enough, but I don't want to do all that.
Who was it when you were growing up, when you were that age? Do you remember?
Leif Garrett.
Okay, that's right.
That's what the girls liked back then.
That's
Leif
right.
Garrett. Wow. Or whoever the other guy was in Blue Lagoon or whatever it was. Jimmy just wishes he had that longer hair.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jimmy.
We'll go back to
Right three.
Yacker.
Nice. Biggio looks a little bit like Justin Bieber.
Yeah, he's got a little of that Bieber going on.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
And when Craig was playing, he had that kind of appeal. He was the it guy.
Right.
Well, he did. When I first got here, he had this little fake mustache that he had. It was kind of embarrassing.
He was like the heir apparent to Billy Dorn, and the teen idol.
Now here's Betancourt.
Yeah.
Strike one. He singled to left center earlier. Phillies won their 9th in a row today, beating San Francisco 2-1.
Cole Hamels,
13-6.
could be your Cy Young Award winner.
Really?
Yeah. Fair ball up the line. That'll score Braun, and Fielder gets to third on a double by Betancourt. 4-1 Milwaukee. Betancourt hits his 18th double.
Well, that ball not exactly blistered. Now Brad Mills wants to trot out of the dugout and have a conversation with Gary Cedarstrom. I'm not sure what is going on. Maybe he thought the ball was foul.
Looked like it might have been.
Gary sent him down to third base. Said, "Don't ask me."
Yeah, once it goes past the bag, it has nothing to do with the home plate umpire. Oh, that looks foul right there.
Lance Barksdale is that umpire at third.
No hesitation from Barksdale.
That ball does not look fair. Wish I was hitting.
See it again from another angle.
Just needs to fly over the bag in fair territory. Tough with that camera angle
tough,
to know.
yeah. Usually it's easier to tell when it's like a little bit lower to the ground. That one was kind of a high chop.
Well, the call stands.
Guess what happens when you're a first place club? That's fair.
You bet.
We hit that ball, it's foul.
It's hit number 8.
8 already?
Yep.
Wow. They've had, 7 consecutive games of 10 hits or more.
Yes. And that ties the longest of any team this year in the majors. Lopez is next. Lopez grounded out to Carlos Lee. The infielders with one out are in closer. Middle infielders back about halfway.
Pitch around him right here, JD. Trying to set up a double play. Already down 4-1.
Yeah, you got to get 2 more out. So if you end up walking him, you got a chance to get a double play with LaCroix, or you can always fall back to LaCroix, then the pitcher.
Right. Put it this way, you don't want to stay in the middle of the plate.
No. Yeah, I think he's trying to take advantage of Lopez's aggressiveness here, see if he can get him to chase a bad ball.
You got Mersey. Mersey's been around long enough that he understands those kind of things.
Right, that's where you got a veteran pitcher who has pretty good command. I think you trust him.
Ground ball Lee with a runner coming to the plate. He throws home. Quintero, the swipe tag. He scored. 5-1 as Fielder gets in ahead of the tag, and Lopez will pick up an RBI. And Brad Mills is out again. Gary Cedarstrom.
Right now the conversation is about spit. Brad said, don't spit on me, and Gary said, I'm not spitting on you. I thought he was going to be safe, but let's take a look. Oh, yeah, I can understand Brad's point. The slide, the Prince's slide, he was there ahead of the throw.
Mills is very animated right now with the umpire.
It's close. Yeah, I don't even know what to say.
I think Brad is a little frustrated the way last night's game went and the way tonight's game is going. He's just out there fighting for his guys.
Yep.
Frankly, I was a little surprised when Carlos came home with the ball. I thought it was a run that was going to score fairly easily, and he would have been better suited just to go to first base to take the out. And of course, when you're already down 4-1, you tend to want to be aggressive.
See, his left foot really doesn't get straight. It kind of stays. Look, see how it stays over to the left side of the plate?
Yeah, it's the back leg that makes the first contact with the plate. And the question was, had Q applied the tag to his hip prior to that back leg catching the front corner? It was very, very close. I mean, we've looked at it how many times and can't really tell conclusively.
Has he been thrown out?
I don't know. If he hasn't, credit Gary Cedarstrom for letting Brad have his say.
Yeah, he did.
That's pretty impressive. Veteran umpire willing to take a lot of guff right there.
5-1 ball game. He let the skipper have his say. Runners at first and third. One out for Lucroy. He singled to left earlier. Strike one for Myers.
Trails just McCann and Molina among catchers in terms of batting average. McCann kind of a class of his own now in the National League.
Yeah, no doubt.
No balls, 2 strikes. Myers trying to snap a 5-game losing streak, covering 7 starts. Very difficult for the Astros starting pitchers to hit that win column. They're 5-24 as a group since the 19th of June.
Wow.
1-2. Jordan Lyles' family was here to see his first major league win.
Right? Yeah. It's exciting.
It really was. Yeah,
especially after, what, 12 starts?
Yeah. They were in Chicago for his debut and picked him up a few other times. 53 pitches there for Myers. Had to be a great moment for that family. Foul back and still 1-2 to Lucroy with Narveson on deck.
We get one back here. You guys got to catch that ball.
Okay.
Because I'm not watching. I'm watching the monitor.
It's always a challenge.
Baggy, there was a game in Montreal many years ago, and we were way up high. Somebody fouled off a ball, and I was looking at the monitor, and it hit the monitor.
Did it really?
That was a near-death experience.
I'm sure, because if you're watching the monitor, it's just difficult.
Now the runner takes off for second base. Lopez will make it. Quintero unable to stop that one. Ruled a wild pitch.
Was he running on the pitch there?
No, I don't think so.
No, he just on the play.
I think he saw the ball in the dirt and took off.
As you see, I'm watching the monitor right here. This is how you get hit right here in the forehead.
Well, I asked the man next door, Billy Schroeder, doing Brewers television.
He's got a ball in his hand.
And Billy, big, broad-shouldered catcher.
Yeah.
Doing a game at Tiger Stadium back in the day. Tiger Stadium, the broadcast booth, you were closer to home plate than the pitcher.
No, when I used to hit, I could hear them talking.
Could you?
Yeah.
Well, Rock took one, a foul ball right in the chest at Tiger Stadium.
Oh.
And this is a ball he saw coming.
Barma spins, throws to the plate. Quintero with a tag. And he gets him. Betancourt is out. Nicely done by Barmas.
It's too a tough play for Gary Cederstrom. It's a high throw. Q reaches back and
just caught his elbow.
Caught his elbow, but the question is, was Betancourt on the plate or not?
It's actually a bad slide, to be honest with you. Could have avoided that one easily.
Came in a little too high. Come in the back door and he's fine.
Now it's Narveson with 2 outs. He struck out earlier, trying to bunt. There's strike 1.
We'll take it.
Yeah, at this point, 5-1, 8 hits to 1 in favor of Milwaukee.
I'm guessing if I'm Cederstrom there, if I call Betancourt safe.
Apparently, if somebody's going to be out of the dugout there. Yeah.
Before I finish the call, I'm turning around to face the Astros dugout, getting ready for my conversation with Brad.
Yep.
I'm not convinced safe would have been the wrong call. It was very close.
Actually was. I think he just got him on the elbow when he was sliding. If he went head first on the backside of the plate, he would have been safe.
Yeah.
Those are field plays too for base runners. You just got to have a feel for what's going on there. Thankfully, he didn't on that particular play.
Now 1-2.
That's his elbow right here. Right there. That's pretty close.
Yeah, watch where the foot is.
Yeah, that's pretty
if
close.
Care, you can go either way.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going the way that keeps the home manager in the dugout. That's where I'm going.
Yeah. And if he did call him safe, you got to get thrown out of the game there.
Yeah.
A win for Hamilton over the Giants, a complete game. Punched out 5, didn't walk anybody. The only run he allowed, a solo home run. So he's 13-6 with the 253.
Yeah. What's his mound mate over there, though?
Yeah, that's the thing. Halliday's probably still the front runner.
Oh, what? Well, no, who's the other guy with the one? Yeah, no, the other guy with the 1-7.
Worley, yeah, the Worley kid.
Did you guys happen to see the little episode last night on the field in San Francisco?
I did not.
Shane Victorino.
What did he do?
Both benches emptied. Well, he got hit by a pitch.
Flying Hawaiian.
Yeah. So we're going to miss there, and it's a strikeout. We'll pick that up in the bottom of the inning. And it's 2 runs coming home on 3 hits with 2 men left. Brewers lead it. Mills played the plate there. Brad Mills making the point. 5-1.
by Whataburger, just like you like it. And by AT&T, rethink possible. Well, speaking of AT&T, it is time for the AT&T Trivia Challenge. And today's question is, name 3 active players with 150 or more home runs in both leagues.
Oh.
Okay.
150 in both leagues. Let's see. Mark Teixeira didn't hit that many in the National League, did he, JD?
His was less than 100.
Okay.
Good question, by the way, Greg.
Really good question. 150.
Once you figure out the answers, it will just, oh, yeah.
Beltran won?
Who? Beltran? No.
Beltran.
No. He isn't there yet.
Miguel Cabrera?
What's the question?
3 active players in Major League Baseball with 150 or more home runs in each league.
Yeah, that's one. Carlos Lee for sure.
You got that one.
We need Baggy up here for these.
No. We need Wave to talk to me on the earphone.
Okay.
And no cheating.
Well, the other one, one of them was on the market at the same time.
Oh, Soriano.
Vladimir Guerrero.
There we go.
You got him.
Knock that one out. Humberto Quintero looks at ball 1. 264 for Q. 2 homers, 17 runs batted in. He's on a 7-game hitting streak. 5-1 Milwaukee. Narveson getting a strike call there. 1-1. All right, let me run this by you guys. There's a story today about what may have led to the fracas last night in San Francisco. There's a line shot into left center field. And now an 8-game hitting streak by Quintero. We have other business first, Greg.
Well, we're going to make the AT&T Trivia Challenge official. There they are, Carlos Lee, Vladimir Guerrero, and Alfonso Soriano, active players with 100 or more homers, 150 or more homers in both leagues. First, you got to start with the guys who have at least 300, and there you have the breakdown.
Now it's Brett Myers. Myers with 5 hits.
It's a quality question right there, Greg.
Very good question.
Vladdy's got 445 home runs. Is that right?
Doesn't sound right. It's ball 1 to Myers. 2 sacrifice bunts for Brett. What happened last night was that trying to figure out the reason that Shane Victorino was thrown at by the Giants. It was very obvious he was thrown at, and he was hit, and both benches emptied. He had hit a homer earlier in the game, but didn't seem to connect with that episode at all.
What happened?
Well, now there's a story that Jimmy Rollins of the Phillies stole second with a 6-run lead in the top of the 6th.
That's why I got thrown at?
Is that a problem for you?
I think you got to keep playing the game.
Yeah.
I mean,
6-run lead in the top of the 6th. That's kind of a gray area, but I agree with that. I mean, you never know what can happen.
Okay.
It's kind of a gray area.
You know, I'll promise to stop running if you promise to stop trying to score.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's the argument on it.
Sure is. Myers puts it down. Narveson comes after it.
We start getting towards the 7th and 8th, and maybe 6th inning is.
Yeah, and a lot
And
of times,
it's the bottom of the 6th. It's because it was in San Francisco, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So they have 4 more at bats.
Yeah. And you know, and a lot of times a game will take on a feel late in the game,
Sure.
7th, 8th inning, where it's a 9-1 game, and you can just tell the other clubs they got no chance to come back.
Yeah.
If you're running that situation.
What was the score in the when it happened? And who was pitching for? Who was pitching
We
for
think it was
Philly? Cole was that Cole or is
Cole's
that
today?
No, it was. We'll get it for you. Worley was pitching.
And I'm with Jimmy on that one. I mean, the game takes on a feel. If you got Holiday out there and he's just dealing and all that kind of stuff, then it kind of gets a little crazy. That's kind of a gray area. You got 4 more at bats to score runs.
I'm trying to go back to that topic. You asked a question about Baggy.
Yes.
Yes, 445. So, yes, someone is creeping up on you. And it is Vlad Guerrero.
No,
I realize he had that many.
I'm not worried about that. I've done my deal.
Okay.
I didn't realize he had that many.
Yeah.
No, didn't know that at all. No balls, 2 strikes to Bourgeois, who struck out in the first inning. Yeah, Victorino wound up getting involved in the pile of people last night.
Who hit him, Brownie?
Well, Ramon Ramirez hit him.
That hurts.
Yeah.
He throws pretty hard.
He threw behind him. Yeah, he threw behind him, so he definitely intended to hit him. And both benches empty. There wasn't a whole lot going on after that, except they were milling around, and then Victorino just dived right back into the pile.
Flying Hawaiian.
Yeah, he went flying all right. He really did.
Well, he has that 2 ear flap thing, so he can do that.
Lopez back. 2 outs. But there's something going on that's pretty interesting between those two clubs. Played last year, of course, in the playoffs.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, they might see each other again.
You know, and the assumption when a pitcher throws at a hitter like that, everybody thinks, well, Bochy must have ordered. Sometimes guys just do it on their own. There's plenty of players in the game that don't have good feel for the game. There's plenty of knuckleheads that trot out there to the mound that have no clue of the game situation and what they should or shouldn't be doing in terms of knocking hitters off the plate or throwing at people.
Altuve hit a fly ball to right field earlier.
That being said, you know, back in the day, basically, when you pitched and all that, there's a lot of guys that did have feel. Not to say they're guys that don't now, but what happens is nowadays there's so many guys that change teams and they become friends with everybody. It's a little bit different than when it was when you played with the same team and all that, and you didn't change teams all the time. So you kind of become friends with everything, and nothing really happens like that. Like I said, when I first came out, we talked about earlier, Brownie, with Rob Dibble and all that kind of stuff. Every single time we played the Reds, we had something was going to happen.
That's for sure.
It just doesn't happen as much as it used to. And veteran guys have a feel for the game. And you don't have to come in from the bullpen and know whether or not you're supposed to smoke somebody. You just do it.
Well, and a lot of it, too, is just personality driven. You know, Dibbs was a very volatile personality. You know? So I'm sure that club, that era, they had run-ins with a lot of teams.
Well, they were the Nasty Boys. Remember? That's what their name was.
Yeah, sure was.
The defining moment for Dibbs probably when he drilled with Doug DeCenzo running down the first baseline. He bunted on Dibbs, and Dibbs got mad at him and fired the ball into his legs.
Exactly right.
Yeah, Norm Charlton, Randy Myers.
Randy Myers.
What a trio.
6-inning ball game.
It was. Strike. That's 3-1 to Altuve. Martinez on deck. Jose really been very enjoyable for the fans to watch. He plays with a lot of energy.
Sure does. Little man with a big bat, doesn't afraid to swing it.
Takes a walk. Now that could become significant because he only had one until that. And last night he was expanding his strike zone a little bit, swinging at high fastballs. And that time laid off. And Mike Barnett said they had a chat. Altuve has 55 major league at bats, so done enough. The pitchers are trying to make certain adjustments to him now. Martinez rolled out to the pitcher.
Big AB here, boy.
Yeah.
Be one swing away from a competitive ball game.
Yes. And you pointed out, Baggy, that he has hit for a high batting average.
Everywhere he's been.
Yeah.
As they say, you can hit, and he can hit.
Carlos is on deck. He took Narveson deep last time, so he figured Narveson's going to be fairly aggressive with JD here.
He rips it. It's going to be a 5-4 ball game.
Good call, guys. Good call.
3-run homer by Martinez. Number 2. And he already has 8 major league runs batted in. This is his 7th game.
You can hit. You can hit. That's what we talked about.
Aggressive young hitter.
Both home runs he's given up. He's just basically dead fish right in the middle of the plate. Ended up in the same section.
Home runs had not been a problem for Narveson tonight. They have. He's given up 4 runs on 3 hits. Strike to Carlos Lee, who hit the first long ball. That got the crowd energized.
Something you said, JD, about a competitive ball game?
Yeah, just like that, huh?
Infield shifted around on El Caballo. We haven't seen this much on him.
Maybe because it's Narveson.
Yeah.
He doesn't throw that hard. living with his changeup basically out there.
Good point. Rolls it to Narveson. He tags him out. And the Astros get the 3-run bomb from Martinez. His second major league homer makes it into a 1-run game now. 5-4 Milwaukee. Goes to work in the 4th inning. He's thrown 62 pitches. And that one hit by Corey Hart to left field. J.D. Martinez along the track. And a few steps. 1 pitch run out here in the 4th.
That's what they call the shutdown inning right here, huh, J.D.?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And anything high in that direction you get a little nervous about,
yes.
But stayed in the yard.
Nyjer Morgan bunted for a hit in the 1st inning and came around on a 3-run homer by Fielder. Then hit a fly ball to left in the 2nd. Good catch by Martinez on that one.
Wouldn't mind spending a couple hours with this dude to see what this guy's all about.
Yeah,
his plush to mentals.
Yeah,
there's something
I
else.
don't know. I want to see the whole package here. If this is real stuff or not.
He has an alter ego.
Yeah.
Interesting guy. T Plush.
T Plush, yes.
Yeah.
Ha. Ha.
He's got that going.
Yeah.
He's a real entertainer.
I just want to see if it's real.
328's pretty entertaining. 1 hopper back to Myers.
Yeah, 328's in the 10. That's right.
2 outs.
Good call on that, too, because it was 329, so now it's down to 328.
Braun comes up next. You know, you were talking earlier, Baggy, about Braun's talents.
Yeah.
One of those guys who can hit for average and for power, and he's already in the 20-20 club this year. Yeah, he would seem to have.
Did he have 20 bags, too?
Yeah, he just got his 20th last night.
He's going to go 30-30 then this year. Well, it would be close.
Yeah. Seems like he's headed that way, but.
Well, he's a complete offensive player.
Mm-hmm.
Came up as a third baseman, moved him to left. Kind of like I came up as a third baseman, they moved me to first. There's a reason for that.
Second time for a 2020 year. Now, last year, he had 25 homers. He had 103 runs batted in, 45 doubles. Last year.
I was taking a little. Look at that. Almost looked like a knuckleball.
You know what? It could be with Mirza. You never know.
I think he just flipped something up there.
It was very slow.
And it was tumbling like he threw a little knuckleball.
There's no. I mean, you can't put it by Mirza.
There's another one.
That's smack past the diving Paredes into left field. Ron got a good look at it, and he hammered it.
Fool me once, not going to fool me twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just took
he just
first
told him,
base
yeah.
coach says he's throwing me a knuckleball. Got to be a little creative. There you go.
That's a knuckleball.
Yeah,
You're exactly
sure
what it
is.
is.
Not a bad idea. You got such a dangerous hitter. You feel like you're running out of weapons to get a tough guy out. Invent something.
Watch. You see this?
Yeah.
You can see the
Yeah.
seams. That's a knuckleball.
Yeah.
That is a knuckleball. Mearsy.
Braun draws a throw. Fielder is 2 for 2, a 3-run homer and a single.
You just stick Mearsy and Nigel Morgan in the same room.
You set up a video camera
Yeah.
and just let it roll.
Not sure how many people would come out of that room, but that would be interesting.
Good point, Brownie.
There's Paul
You always
on
say
field.
good point, JD. I'm going to tell you good point, Brownie.
See, I remember Bob Walk throwing eephus pitches to Barry Bonds and Gary Sheffield. Did Walkie ever flip one of those little eephus pitches your way?
I don't know. I don't remember. A long time ago, Jim.
Yeah.
2-0. The Braves have placed Jair Jurgens on the disabled list.
Bob Tewksbury did.
Tooksy did, yeah.
Oh, God. They throw that like 4-mile-an-hour curveball.
That's right.
And then paint up a character of me after the game.
Talented guy.
Yes, he was.
Mike Minor's coming up to the big leagues for the Braves.
Isn't he one of their big prospects?
Yeah,
He was supposed to be in one of those trades, wasn't he?
that's right. The Braves, according to stories, just held fast to those guys.
Yeah.
Henry Sosa had 7 shutout innings last night for Oklahoma City. There's a walk to Fielder. Number 1 for Myers. So he could be a candidate to come up and pitch for the Astros. Pitching on the same day as Jay Happ last night at Las Vegas.
It seemed like Mearsy wanted much of a piece of Prince Fielder at that particular at-bat.
Discretion, the better part of valor there. The team just put a 3 spot on the board, got him back into the game, so he's going to be a little cautious with the big man.
McGee is 0 for 2.
So what is he now off of Mearsy? 11 for 22, is that about right?
That's right.
It would be pretty
500
much
with 5 bombs.
Yeah, that's pretty much I own you.
Yep.
You might want to walk me on 4 straight pitches. I really like Prince. I really do. I like his enthusiasm for the game.
1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah.
That would be the move, right? But the bravado of a big slugger to look out at the pitcher and just point at your bat and say, do I need this? Should I just leave this in the dugout?
Over here? Do you want to just bounce 3 balls into the other batter's box? Or
can we just move this along?
Yeah, can we just go? At one point in my career, I had that going.
Yeah.
And then towards the end of my career, they were saying, take 3 bats up there because I'm coming right at you.
Quintero and Myers get together.
That was never fun, too. My last, 3 or 4 years in the big leagues, I swear there was 58 people out there in the infield. I had nowhere to hit the ball. And I showed it by my batting average.
Two balls, 2
Had
strikes.
the Baggy's own trap on. Nowhere to go.
It was unbelievable. 7 infielders, 14 outfielders. And like Nolan Ryan pitching every pitch.
Yeah.
Foul ball.
And, but obviously your situation not unique. Just about everybody that plays this game, when they finish, are well below what they were in their prime. They're very exceptional. A guy like Sadie Koufax, who walked away when he was still in his prime.
Yeah, 4
because
straight
his arm
Cy
was
Youngs,
killing him, but he was still dealing.
Right.
Very few guys do that.
There's going to come something off speed again, don't you think, JD? Doesn't look like he's really seeing that breaking ball real good.
Ground ball to third. Paredes.
Change up. Yeah.
Over to Altuve. No runs, a hit. 2 men stranded. Middle of the 4th inning. 5-4 Brewers. For the Astros here in the fourth as they try to grab the lead against Narveson. And they trailed 5-1 when they came up in the third inning, scoring 3 times on a Martinez home run. Michaels hit a fly ball his first time up. He gets a curve, and that's strike 1 for J. Mike. Brewers in a position to put some room between themselves and some of the clubs in the NL Central. The Reds lost again today at Chicago 11-4. Zambrano beat Cueto. Zambrano hit his 23rd career homer.
He's got 23 career homers.
3.
I had 4 in Little League.
Yeah. I count those.
Got 1 or 2 in high school.
Goes foul, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's a lot of homers for a pitcher.
He's getting
sure
close
is.
to,
For this amount of time he's been in the big leagues.
Yes, it is. Getting close to Bob Gibson, I think, for career long balls.
I know he's hit a few against us.
Yes, he has.
He got Roy a few times.
Yeah, he's hit I think 7 or 8 against the Astros, something like that.
Oh, I've been here.
Well, the Cubs have really come to life. The Reds, meanwhile, are going the other direction. And Cueto had been their best pitcher. Didn't work out for him today. It's getting late for the Reds. Those are the numbers for Narveson. If the Brewers win, the Reds will be 9.5 games out.
Are we only in the fourth?
Only in the fourth. 3-2.
The Pirates have lost 8 in a row, and they're losing to the Padres again tonight 5-1. The Pirate pitching that had stood tall all year long has gone south here lately.
Corey Hart legs it over into the right field corner for this one. 1 out.
A lot of people jumped on that bandwagon right off the get-go, but
yeah, and Clint Hurdle denied all along that playing 500 baseball would be a worthy goal, but at the end of the day, if they get 500,
they should be happy with
yeah,
themselves.
they feel pretty good about things.
They're a little undermanned. No offense to them, but just the truth.
Cardinals are 3 games back. They're leading 2-0 at Florida after 3.
If those guys are going to, they'll battle it out. I think the Cardinals. Watched the game the other day. I think that was when McGee hit 3 homers. They play each other a bunch again.
True. One ball, 1 strike to Paredes, who was showing bunt on the first pitch. And that changeup sank.
The Astros continue to trail, but they certainly have flipped this game, the feel of this game. Posting that 3 spot, then Myers pitching that shutout inning.
I'm sure it's got the Brewers' attention.
Albert Pujols hit his 26th homer tonight. Came off Ricky Nolasco. Paredes turning away from that one, goes to a 2-2 count now. It's Carpenter getting the start for St. Louis tonight.
Pujols having an off year. Probably only going to have to ask for $250 million instead of $300 million.
Popped up, and fielders hustling over in front of the dugout. Sliding attempt by Lucroy.
Sliding or falling, I'm not sure which, but in the end, he ended up on the ground.
Okay.
Get out of the way in that dugout in case Prince came over that one.
I think you're no, he's sliding and then just kind of dug in and popped up.
Martinez, scaredy cat. Look at him. Watch him.
Yeah.
Come on, JD.
Remember when Tony Eusebio flipped over that railing?
I was there. I was probably shying away too, but I was playing first. I'm not getting hurt for this foul ball. Get a strikeout.
3-2. And Barmas on deck. And there's a walk to Paredes.
Altuve's walk that was critical in that third inning in front of the J.D. Martinez home run. Now Paredes able to work one off Narveson. Carlos Zambrano is tied for 12th all-time home runs by a pitcher. Wes Farrell leads the way. He hit 38.
38?
38.
Farrell, Lemon, Ruffing, Warren Spahn.
You say Ruffin?
Red Ruffing.
Warren Spahn, I can imagine.
Yeah,
He's got like
Spahn.
700,000 wins, doesn't he?
Clint Barmas fouled out in the second inning.
They didn't even have fences when Warren Spahn hit home run. How many wins does Warren Spahn have?
363, I believe.
I think you're right.
That's it?
Yep.
He was the winningest lefty until Carlton came along.
He got a late start.
I think I've heard of that guy named Carlton before.
Paredes runs well. Takes off. Pickoff throw here. Fielder.
Uh-oh, got him. Safe. Oh, my goodness.
Not so sure about that.
No. Get out there, Brad.
Brad Mills on his way.
I think he beat that one.
I think so, too. I think the Blazer are guilty, perhaps, of anticipating an out because he was picked off, but Prince just floated that throw,
Yeah,
and
he did.
Paredes was able to get there ahead of the tag.
He's safe.
He's in.
Hand tag.
Yeah,
there it is.
Safe.
You can't fault the technique. Blazer's got a good angle. He's right on the play.
Yeah.
Foxmo. Hand tag. Safe.
Yeah, safe.
Brad Mills halfway to the umpiring cycle in this game.
Yeah.
Really not that
Well,
close.
3
to be
quarters
honest
of the
with
way, too, because he got Barksdale, too, after his visit with Cedarstrom.
That's true.
Why is Gary out there again?
Crew chief. I think he's just
Protecting
coming
the young
in.
kid?
Yeah, coming in for the young guy.
That really wasn't that close, to be honest with you.
And the fielder throw, as you pointed out, just floated. That was the difference.
Gary getting a wipe?
I love Cedarstrom's demeanor through all this.
Yeah.
Very calm.
Not antagonistic. What did I just say?
Antagonistic?
Yeah, thank you. Good God.
Just barely made it. But it's easy on Foxmo.
Yeah, and it's we
It is, you're right.
we
yeah.
get all these replays and we talk about the umpires, and Corey Blazer will probably get a look at that later on, and he'll feel worse than anybody that he missed it.
I wonder why Prince just kind of lobbed that ball over there.
I think Paredes' speed was such that he didn't feel like he could
Yeah,
take
maybe
another
so,
step
yeah.
inside it, but that would have been the play, right?
Yeah,
Get a
well,
little
that's
more
the
in.
key. That's the key on a left-hander is you got to cut the distance between you and the pitcher to get an angle to that second baseman.
So when that throw is on the way to you, are you moving toward the
Yes,
throw?
I'm moving towards the pitcher.
1-1. So by the time you catch it, you could have a much better throwing angle.
See if he goes forward. See, he didn't go forward that much. That's why he had to kind of lob it over his head.
Exactly. 1-2.
That being said, you also have to know your pitcher when he's coming over. Maybe he didn't have a good feel that he was coming over at the particular time. But bottom line is he's out now.
There's so many times when you'd rather be a left-handed thrower.
Oh,
than
my
a
God.
first.
It makes the position so much easier. That being said, Prince is a good first baseman. He really is. Yeah, he does a nice job over there for a big guy.
Armas out in front of the changeup, striking out to end the 4th inning. Strikeout number 2 for Narveson. After 4, 5-4 Brewers.
We move to the fifth time for our progressive fan of the game. Now, the National Pitch, Hit, and Run competition was decided last month at the All-Star Game. And a young man from Beaumont, Michael Gresham, 10 years old, was the national runner-up out of over 600,000 contestants. Tell me what you had to go to get through, Michael.
There were 4 stages that you had to go through, competing out of the whole nation, and I was one of the top 3 out of the whole nation.
And your reward for that was a trip to the All-Star Game. What was that like?
It was fun. For the home run derby, I was one of the kids that got to stand out in the field and shack some fly balls, and the All-Star Game was really fun.
And you got to meet your favorite player, who is?
Josh Hamilton.
Josh Hamilton of the Rangers. So great experience for you and the whole family. Father Wayne joining me now. All 4 of you went out for the All-Star Game?
Yeah, we all had a chance to go. It was a great event, and appreciate Pitch It and Run, put it on.
Well, guys, way to go. Michael, great job. 600,000 contestants, and you're the runner-up. You should be very proud, and you are also the progressive fan of the game. All right? Don't share that with your brother now. Yeah, he says, yeah, right. Back to you guys.
Nice going, Michael. Thank you, Bart.
Keep an eye on him. Get the scouts on him.
Yeah.
Good.
A nifty play right there by J.D., wasn't it?
Yes, it was. He got caught.
Yeah, he did. Made it look easy.
Short hop on the single by Betancourt. That's 10 hits now for the Brewers. 8 straight games with 10 hits or more. So the first, he's back.
Wouldn't be a ball game without Q throwing behind somebody. I guess if I had that kind of arm, I'd do the same thing.
Time to show it off.
Yeah.
He's got 3 out of 3 tonight, Betancourt.
Yes, he is. 2 singles and an RBI double. Lopez batting now 0 for 2 with an RBI. Out gets by, and now Betancourt advances easily to second base.
Well,
wild pitch there for Myers. Second of the day. And his 7th of the season. And it's 2-0 to Lopez with Luke Croy on deck. Myers working out of the stretch a whole bunch. He has not had a 1-2-3 inning. Got him out front there, and it's 2-1.
Looking for a fastball and trying to pull the ball to advance the base runner, and way out in front of the changeup. The Brewers just 1 out of 8 so far tonight with runners in scoring position. Despite that, they've scored 5 runs. What happens when you hit 3-run homers?
Sparky Anderson. Best play in baseball.
Yeah. He had a bunch of them. 2-2. It's a very unusual line score. Brewers 5-10-0. Astros 4-3-0.
Yeah.
Brewers have left 6. The Astros have left none.
Obviously, JD, as a pitcher right here, you know the guy's trying to pull the ball. So what's your thing? Do you try and stay off speed?
Yeah, Myers is going real soft.
He's going
there.
soft, yeah.
Quintero's hurt. Nate Lucero coming out.
Especially the nature of the swings that Lopez has taken. He was really exaggerated trying to get out around the ball.
Yeah.
Now with 2 strikes, you know, he might not be thinking that way. He's probably just thinking about putting it in play.
I hit him off the heel of his right hand.
Okay.
Does it hit his nail, maybe?
Possible.
Busted his nail open?
Okay.
Throw a couple, see if it comes out of his hand okay.
Yeah. You're fine. Attaboy.
Could be a tactic to try to get Betancourt to steal third. But unlikely.
I doubt it, Ronnie.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Q had my arm, he'd think everything was fine.
Myers in this 1-run game goes back to work on Lopez with a 2-2 count.
That's why a lot of catchers try and put that hand, the throwing hand, behind their back You know, when the pitch is coming, and kind of block it with their body and all that kind of stuff. But Q loves to throw, so he loves his hand as close as he can to his glove.
He's checking the thumbnail again.
See, watch where his hand is right there. It's in front of his body.
Sure is. Foul tip strikeout. Lopez is out number 1. 5 strikeouts for Myers.
Myers went hard in one time, then came right back with the breaking ball, and again catching Lopez way out in front.
Yeah.
Lucroy single to left in the second inning. And hit a ground ball, and a play was made at the plate. Narvison's on deck. Strike to Lucroy. And the Brewers are 19-12 since the 1st of July. 13 games over 500 right now.
Is that Carpenter for St. Louis?
Yes, sure is.
Where are we at?
4th inning, 2-0. Yeah, Cardinals lead.
Velasco, maybe?
Yes,
47.
Velasco, yeah. He gave up the 2-run homer to Pujols in the first.
I feel bad. You're not the first one that's giving up a 2-run homer to Pujols in the first.
1-2. A guy like Pujols now with 26 homers, baggy, and he'll wind up with 30 and 100. Of course, he may not hit 300. He's at 280, but
I'm sure he will at some point, though, Brian.
Yeah. Has he hurt his value at all on the free agent market?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not many people that don't have like a little bit of an off year every once in a while.
True.
Even him. This is his 11th year. Yeah. He's already got 2,000 hits.
Michaels back for the catch. Tag at second. Betancourt moving over to third base. 2 outs.
I mean, maybe a little bit, Brownie. I mean, maybe it's not, you know, like we just talked about. Maybe it's not the $300 million that he wanted. I would say probably the annual value will stay the same, but just maybe the years go down.
Good point.
And say, hey, listen, you're getting up in age a little bit. Obviously, you know, the team's going to sit there and say you're declining a little bit in your older age. His agents are going to argue that he's not. It was just an off year. But I think the value is going to stay the same. It's just I think the amount of years might be different.
Sure. Strike to Narveson.
I think the only thing that'll hurt Albert's value is the fact that Prince is out there as well. So there's plan A and plan A1.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, he's not going to go to the Yankees or the Red Sox. They're already filled there. Mm-hmm. You're going to have the Cubs that are going to be involved, I would imagine. Cardinals obviously are going to be involved. And so each one of those guys, I can't imagine him leaving the Cardinals. I really can't. Mm-hmm. That being said, they gave Holiday a ton of money.
Altuve, backhands, throws out the pitcher. No runs a hit, a man stranded. After 4.5, it's 5-4 Brewers. 4. The Brewers got a 3 spot in the first on a homer by Fielder. And the Astros have come back with a pair of home runs. Lee with a solo shot in the second. A 3-run homer from Martinez. So there you have the pitching lines. Myers has had to work much harder than Narvis.
Yeah, well, obviously he's up against a tougher lineup. And he got off to a slow start as Prince hit that 3-run homer off of him, but he has hung in there. Astros still have a chance to win this ball game.
Yeah, that's the bottom line to it.
I wonder how many times this year the Astros have out-homered the opposition in a game.
Ooh.
I'm going to go with not very often.
Yeah.
You go out on a limb?
Yeah.
You'll quickly get support for that position. Well, for the year, the Astros have been out-homered now, 130-64. Glad to have you with us on a Saturday night. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and it's Humberto Quintero. Hugh Singleton scored in the 3rd inning. Run his hitting streak to 8 games now. 2 strike 1. And an 8-game hitting streak earlier this year. No, that was last year.
They all run together.
Yeah, that was May.
That's some good stuff right there.
No balls, 2 strikes. Can't remember back to May.
I understand, buddy. I'm just happy to be here with you guys.
Myers on deck. And Quintero's down on strikes. Narvison can dazzle with the off-speed stuff. 3rd strikeout. Myers put down a sac bunt in the 3rd inning.
Narvison kind of comes at you in pieces. He draws that arm back and then strides, kind of hesitates before ultimately coming home. A little hesitation there at the top.
Big cut there for Myers, strike 1.
And there's he trying to out-homer him again, too.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
Which he does every time he swings the bat.
Narvison won 12 last year for the Brewers.
Oh, look at Marison.
Out into left center field for a looping single. That's his 6th hit of the year. We go to Greg Lucas.
Hey, baseball fans, I want to remind you once again that Chevy is proud to support youth baseball leagues in your local community. And if you'd like to learn more about Chevy youth baseball programs, go to youthsportswired.com.
Families having a good time on a Saturday night, watching a 5-4 game. That was hit number 4 for the Astros. Jason Bourgeois has struck out and popped the second. That's strike 1.
Pretty good crowd tonight, too.
Yes.
Not bad, huh?
Concert coming up after the game.
Who's singing?
Let's see.
You too?
You know, Marvin Sapp tonight, but U2 has been making the rounds. U2 was in Florida and also in St. Louis.
Really?
Tore up a field in both stadiums.
Yeah, I saw that in St. Louis.
Look at Bieber in here for you, Jeff.
Not so much. And don't even bring that up in case my daughters ever could hear about that. Yeah. They keep writing "I love JB" and I keep on thinking it's me, but it's not me.
Betancourt tossing, and then Lopez, the middleman, safe at first. Brewers are running off the field, and they did their job, but Bourgeois was too fast.
Now, Adrian Johnson, the first base umpire, with the safe call, and I believe he got it right. And had he called him out, Millsy would have gotten the arguing for the cycle. He would have covered first base here. He's visited each of the other umpires, and Adrian Johnson would have gotten his turn, but he got it right.
Sure, Gary Cederstrom would have been down there too, just to talk to him.
Prince trying to steal it a little bit, coming off the bag, trying to influence the call.
I'm not so sure what Prince is doing right now when he's up in front of the bag like that. I guess it's probably this left-hander like we talked about earlier.
There's a shot. Right on through into center field. Altuve right on that pitch. Might have gone between his legs. He scalded that one.
He might have gone through him.
Might have.
I don't know how that didn't hit Narvison.
He was scrambling to get out of the way. Sharply hit ball.
Well,
Those legs were moving quickly.
Quick turnaround.
The ball was behind him before he knew what he was doing. Here we go right here, guys.
2 men aboard. J.D. Martinez hit a 3-run homer in the third. It's our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast.
After the Altuve walk, he delivered the 3-run blast.
These are the ones I like when the Cold Hard Blast is with our team. Been here before when it was the other team that we used the Cold Hard Blast.
2 3-run homers in one game would be a story.
Oh, they'll be writing folk songs about him if he keeps this up.
Let's look back at it.
Change up in the middle of the plate.
Down, but not down enough, and stayed on the plate as opposed to a good one that kind of drifts away from the right-handed hitter.
JD's got a good approach. He likes to go towards the middle of the field with his stuff. That's what you do when you get a breaking ball in the middle of the plate. You pull it, but if you're thinking up the middle, that's what happens. You stay through it and able to do those kind of things. Oh boy.
1 ball, 1 strike. Award-winning gospel artist Marvin Sapp, comedian Marcus Wiley, and Jimmy Wynn taking part in Praise in the Park today after the game tonight.
Is that what today is?
Yep.
Is Jimmy going to sing?
Don't know about that.
I'd stick around for that.
Yep.
Thought Milo might be in there for the comedian.
1 ball, 2 strikes. He could go for that.
Whoa.
Carlos Lee's on deck. Too far out, and it's 2-2 to Martinez. 348, 341, 338. That's the kind of consistency.
That's doing it right there. We don't find many guys in our organization doing that. Any organization to find guys hitting that high of an average.
Is that a predictor for you?
I think so. I mean, if you're hitting 340, 350 everywhere you go, I mean, you can hit. I mean, that's just not accident right there. That's not like 20 at bats. That's a season.
He takes it. It's 3-2.
Those are numbers that you just don't lose sight of.
Yeah, and when you're hitting for that high of an average, it's not like you're just beating up on the mediocre kids down there in the minor leagues. You got to be hitting the good pitchers too.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Runners will move on the 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. Good trade. In the 5th, no runs, 2 hits, 2 men left after 5-4 Brewers. Narveson, the fielder. Fielder short sale a little bit. Betancourt put the tag down. Paredes was called out. Foxmo showed us earlier. He really beat that tag. That was in the 4th inning. Now here in inning number 6, it's Myers delivering, and it's strike 1 to Hart. Hart's 1 for 3, led off the game with a single and came around on the 3-run Fielder home run.
He's been swinging a red hot bat lately.
Brewer.
Yeah, he is. Corey Hart does look like a Brewer. Back in the Harvey Wallbangers days,
yeah.
They had the Harry Brewers and the Gorman Thomas. And that crew, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Harvey Wallbangers.
Yeah. Those guys could hit.
Yeah.
Robin Yount, Paul Molitor, Cecil Cooper.
Ben Ogilvy.
Yeah, Benji.
Where's Coop at right now?
I think he's still here. There's a line shot to left field. Martinez.
Yikes.
Ball really ripped.
Take a look at that one again on the end of the glove. That looked like that ball. That looked like a little snow cone right there.
Sure
And he's playing it off like he saw it.
Yeah. A little bit of an issue with the lights. You see that a lot on those line drives to left.
Oh, he had that one. It's fine.
It's on him in a flash.
Oh, there it was. There it is.
Traveled the whole length of his glove from the heel all the way to the end.
Roger Morgan. Now Coop lives out in Katy.
Yeah.
And haven't heard of him getting back involved.
Yeah, I was
with
just
the
wondering if he
baseball
got back in baseball at all.
Haven't heard about it if he has.
Good man.
Yes.
Coop's listening. What's up, Coop?
Probably honing his golf game.
Well, he was working on it a little bit last fall, but he's never gotten too serious about that. Yeah, he was one tremendous hitter. You guys,
yes, he was.
Well known. Came up with the Red Sox.
That's when I knew him. Young buck watching the Red Sox play.
You bet. Yaz could do no wrong, right? And,
not for me.
Yeah. Carlos backhands, throwing to Myers. He comes down on the bag in time. He got his flush-to-mentals together, and that is out number 2.
You got to go hard to beat T-Plush.
Check this out with a bad hamstring.
Yeah, you see the grimace as he's fighting it, but able to leave his feet, get the ball, and come down just ahead of Morgan.
Watch the umpire looking at Nigel.
Yeah.
Watch him.
So Niger obviously had something to say as he was going by too, not just with the calling himself safe, but he was probably being Adrian Johnson as he went down the line. Now
you can do all you want. Mearsy's not coming out of this game. I promise you.
104 pitches, but he had to stretch it out with a hamstring to cover first there. Really put on that burst.
What is it? T-Plush?
T-Plush, yeah, it's his alter ego.
Does anybody know where that came from?
No. We'd like to hear that story. Well, you're right. He's still in the game.
No, he's not coming out of this game. I promise you.
2 outs, and it's Ryan Braun who's 2 for 3. Myers making his 24th start of the year. Strike 1. He is 1-6 at home this season. Line shot, caught. No. Armas drops it, recovers, throws, and on one bounce, safe at first.
He should have been out. He should have been safe. He should have been out.
Yeah.
Ultimately, he was safe.
It's an error on Barmas.
Clint was charged with a throwing error in last night's game. Now not able to handle this line drive. He's played a very good shortstop this year. Just a little wobbly the last 2 nights. Braun stopped running.
Yes.
And Clint had probably a little more time than he realized, but you don't anticipate the guy not running, so he unloads in a hurry. And Carlos not able to bail him out.
Now it's Fielder. And he grounds one inside the third base bag. Up the left field line, into the corner. Braun's going to try to score on this. Ed Cedar sends him home. Barmas with a relay, and it's now another run coming in for Milwaukee, number 6 of the night, to make it 6-4.
No defense for that, guys.
No. He's way out in front of a changeup. He's not trying to go that way. This is ball right off the end of the bat. There's a whole lot of funky spin, but it trickles all the way down into the corner, and Braun runs well. Comes all the way around to score. It proved to be a very important run.
Hit number 11. Fielder now has driven in 4, giving him 83 runs batted in. He's 3 for 4, and there's McGee looking at ball 1. The run is unearned. The Astros have now allowed 60 unearned runs.
What's that rate, Brownie?
I think it is very, very high, if not the top figure in the league. Didn't check before the game tonight, but it's been ranking near the top.
Yeah, it has to be. That's a lot.
It's just a combination of things. David Carpenter warming up right now. Pitcher could pick up the team by overcoming an error, but then again, there have been a lot of costly errors too. Bouncer up the middle. Barmas heads over, gets it, spins, low throw to Lee. Lee does hang on for the out at first. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. Middle of the 6th inning, 6-4 Milwaukee.
For a limited time, get Jack's Really Big Chicken Sandwich for $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. And by Bello Automotive, treating you like family.
Six to 4 Milwaukee. The Astros come up in the home 6th inning with Carlos Lee leading it off. He homered in the 2nd. He's 1 for 2. Strike 1 for Chris Narveson, shooting for win number 8 of the season. Infield shifted around again, as was the case earlier for Carlos.
And Ron Renicky, he shifts more than any other manager in the league.
Coming from that like social angel school.
Similar philosophy that Joe Madden uses in Tampa.
Jerry Narron there is the bench coach. Former Rangers manager. Pop up. Betancourt calling. One down. Michaels is next. He's 0 for 2.
Is there a stat on that, Jimmy?
The shift stuff?
Yeah.
No, straight observation, Baggy. Just bearing down, paying attention. And the first
When
time
did you start paying attention?
The first time we went to Milwaukee this year, somebody said, "Hey, look, Renicky shifts more than anybody."
You just picked up on it?
Okay, I believe you.
Okay.
I'm not going to check any.
All right, I'm going to go with that too.
I'm not going to check any facts here.
Amazing how quick he is, isn't it, Baggy?
Somebody tells me something like that, I'm all over it. I'm in.
You get some fried chicken in the food room over here, and somebody said he shifts more than anybody in the league. All right, let's go with it.
Good.
Back to Michaels.
That's why you know when you're the best.
Yeah.
Pick up anything.
Yep. Just absorb all that knowledge.
Yes.
Takashi Saito's warming up for Milwaukee. And Michaels is hit by the pitch.
There's a salvage right there. 0 for 2, take one off the shin on a bounce ball.
Yeah. Q hit one on a bounce ball the other night.
That might have been flush.
Looks like it was flush on the left foot. Yep.
And Jason's reaction basically says, "Of course.
Yes.
Of course I just got drilled in the foot."
Yes.
The way things are going.
By the way, thank you.
Yeah.
First hit batsman all year for Narveson with Saito warming up. And it's David Carpenter warming for Houston. 83 pitches for Narveson and a visit to the mound coming up. Narveson went 6 2/3 on Sunday against the Astros in Milwaukee.
That's it, huh?
That is it. Call to the bullpen presented by Verizon Wireless. Saito coming in. Back in a moment.
Brewers by a pair. Saturday, August 20th is Los Astros night presented by Goya here at Minute Maid Park. The celebration will begin with a pregame street fest. First 10,000 fans will receive a Los Astros jersey t-shirt. That's courtesy of Goya Foods. Visit Astros.com/Los Astros for tickets. Who's here? Who's here that night?
We'll check. 20th.
Giants.
Giants are
Ooh, boy.
good night at the ballpark.
Yeah. You might catch Lincecum.
Takashi Saito is 2-1, 3.09 his ERA. But Jimmy Paredes in the batter's box, turning around to hit left-handed. He is 0 for 1 with a walk.
Saito missed a chunk of time due to injury. It's fastball, slider, curveball for the righty.
Paredes takes a look at it. It's strike one. Then Barmas on deck.
Wasn't he with the closer with the Dodgers at one point?
He was. Absolutely. Now 41 years old.
41.
Yep. He was with Atlanta last year, primarily a setup man with them. Signed on last December with the Brewers as a free agent. Fielder goes for the force play and no return throw. 2 outs. Clint Barmas to follow. He's 0 for 2. Clint's seen a lot of changeups tonight. Saito pitched twice in the series last weekend in Milwaukee and did not give up a hit.
Hit Pujols, I know that.
Yeah, that's true. Saito had 39 saves for the 07 Dodgers. He was an all-star that year.
Is that what it was? Huh?
Yeah. A 1.40 ERA, and he moved on to Boston. After 14 years with Yokohama of the Central League in Japan, in his career in the majors, 305 games, 84 saves. Very good bullpen now for Milwaukee. Saito and K-Rod and Axford. We were talking earlier about the Nasty Boys, the Reds, a very effective trio. You get down to 3 guys of that caliber or of this caliber with Milwaukee with a lead in the 7th inning, you're feeling pretty good about yourself.
Obviously, it's working for them.
Lidge, Dotel, and Wagner here. Yeah, a lot of
that bullpen was amazing back then.
It was. It really was. Serious firepower. It was hard to put any kind of hits together.
Well, they didn't know who they wanted to face. It was like 97, 98, and 100.
San Diego's pounding Pittsburgh 7-1 in the top of the 7th inning.
You guys surprised Heath Bell didn't move?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought he was the most likely guy to move at the deadline.
I figured he'd have some little Cardinals thing on his front of his jersey. I thought that would be a perfect fit for him.
Yes. And they may have just decided, well, Mike Adams is actually somebody who's almost in more demand, so let's go ahead. If Heath Bell wants to sign and give us a hometown discount, keep him and trade the other guy.
Right. Cardinals picked up Dotel.
Lance Lynn got the save for them last night.
Bell would have been a rental, whereas Adams is under control, so that sweetens the deal a little bit for the Padres, probably, in what you're getting in return.
Yes.
And then if they don't re-sign Bell, then they can draft picks.
Now, where did Adams go?
Went to Texas.
Texas, that's right. They got 2 guys next.
They got Uhara from Baltimore.
Yeah. No one's not messing around over there.
It is not.
This one, Jimmy, right there. Good base running right there.
Paredes took off on that pitch in the dirt and advanced on the wild pitch to second.
He's got some tools, boy. He's strong and he's fast.
Now 2-2 to Barmas with the Astros down by a couple. Colby Rasmus is homered for Toronto. 1-0 Toronto at Baltimore after 4. You had a chance to see much of Colby, Baggy?
Colby Rasmus?
Yeah.
Kid for St. Louis?
Yes.
I've seen him a little bit. Looks like he's got some tools.
Sure does.
The only thing bad that he had going against him is I don't think Albert liked him that much.
Okay.
Guess he kind of got a little upset with him a few times about a few little small things that he did. Not the kind of guy you want to mess with when you're in St. Louis.
Probably.
Yeah, didn't get along with the manager either.
Yeah.
Other than that, though.
Other than that.
It's very popular.
Yeah.
3-2.
Didn't get along with Albert, didn't like the manager, and didn't like Anheuser-Busch products.
Yeah. Drank Miller Lite.
That's
probably a quick ticket out of St. Louis.
Trifecta.
Actually, he went to Toronto, so he was drinking Labatt's.
Yeah, there you go.
3-2 to Barmas with Quintero on deck. A turn back towards second.
I love when catchers do that. They pat their glove inside like you want to make them think like you're going inside. Like, we don't understand what you're trying to do. Okay, whatever.
Oh, that's hit to left center field. Nigel Morgan on the run, and Morgan back on the warning track. Excellent catch. In the 6th inning, no runs, no hits, and a man stranded for the Astros. Morgan's catch keeps the Brewers in front, 6-4.
Our Game Connect through Twitter. Here's one of the questions we just received. I believe it will take about 3 or 4 seasons to get these kids up to contention readiness. What do you think? That's Doc Stiefer. And I'll just toss that one right up to you in the booth to mull over. First of all, let me mention that you can be part of Game Connect by going to foxsportshouston.com and then clicking on the little note that says Game Connect. You can email, you can tweet, you can read stats from what's going on in the game. What about it, guys? 3-4 years with this group, or will we have this group and then there'll be some others and there'll be a mix of different players?
There'll be a mix that will change based on what you're looking at now. That 91 team, Baggy, that we talked about was an uncommonly talented group. We would not expect that, but it could happen.
Sure, there's no reason why you can't think like that. Obviously, the guys that were on that team and the young guys had pretty successful careers. Here's hoping right here that we have the same kind of thing that's going to happen here in 2011. Doesn't happen all the time, but these kids are going to get a shot. There's no pressure on them. They just got to go out and play.
David Carpenter on the mound. J.B. Shuck in right field. Shuck batting ninth. Jason Michaels leaving the game with Carpenter, the 5 spot in the order. And that's banged to left field. A line shot by Betancourt. Hits it off the wall. Martinez plays it back in. A single, and he is 4 for 4.
Better stop throwing him strikes.
Yeah.
In the other ballpark, it's extra bases, but that gets out to the Crawford boxes in a heartbeat. And well played here by Martinez. And Betancourt has to slam on the brakes. Betancourt did something in Milwaukee last weekend that I've never seen before. A little funky route there going down the line. He checked his swing and appealed to the first base umpire himself all at the same time. Ever seen that one before, Baggy?
What?
He checked his swing, and then he appealed to first base. He pointed to first. Yeah, it's like,
please call it a strike.
Yeah, give me a no swing before the guy behind the plate rings me up.
Lopez, the batter, he has an RBI tonight, 0 for 3.
Or either that was like a guy in the NBA that commits the personal and then puts his hand up. Yeah, it was me.
I don't know. I guess that is kind of funny. Although I did see one thing like that too when Clarkie was giving flips to Hunter Pence in the Pence, and Hunter Pence flips in the cage, and Hunter called timeout.
Called timeout, yeah.
Yeah, we've never seen that before either.
Betancourt takes off. There's a bouncer to third. Paredes to second. Out there and out at first. Altuve, the middleman.
How about that? No time to think on a play like that with the base runner moving. Renicky plays a little hit and run to stay out of a double play. And the Astros get one anyway. Betancourt not doing a very good job getting after Altuve there. Probably figured he had a chance to beat the play. Was thinking more about that than upending a guy making a pivot.
Could have been. 5-4-3 for the 100th double play for the Astros. Lucroy the batter.
So Hunter was under the impression that he needed to call an official timeout there for Clarkie.
Yeah, he needed a timeout in the cage.
Okay.
Clarkie probably should have called the technical. I'm sorry.
No, Clarkie just threw everything down. He said, "I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore." And if anybody knows Clarkie, you can understand. He just said, "I'm done. I can't do this no more."
2-0.
Hunter was all flustered.
Clarkie's watching J.D. Martinez now on left.
Yeah, he's trying to move him around, probably messing with him more than anything else.
Foul back. Fred Myers in 6 innings allowed 11 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts through 110 pitches, 75 strikes.
When do you get your number to get down from 67 to like 7? Or I obviously can't use 7.
No.
But some other number. I guess you have to have like a full year in the big leagues or something like that.
Good question. I have to ask Dennis Liborio.
Yeah.
Well, especially a young guy like Dave Carpenter. Carpenter's a kind of a humble kid. He's not going to pop off. There may be other guys that could be here for a couple of weeks and would go in and say, "Can I get a new number?" He's not that kind of guy.
Right. But the problem is, though, is a lot of these guys like to go out and get like medallions that have their numbers on them. So if you get like 67, you're kind of locked in a corner right there.
Okay. Well, hold off on the medallion.
Yeah, exactly. Get a house and the number 67 around here. Next thing you know, you're in the minor leagues or traded.
To walk. That's Lucroy on. Now the pitcher's spot. And a pinch hitter.
What was your first number, JD?
Well, ironically, my first number when I got called up to the Yankees was either 66 or 67. I think I had one. I got called up.
Was that the year, or was that?
No, that was. That was their level of expectation for me to stick around.
That's beautiful.
He said, "Here, take this linebacker number."
Yes.
And go try to beat Lamar Hoyt.
Now you're really dating yourself.
Not to mention these pants that don't fit. Just shut up and go pitch.
And what'd you do? Shut up and go and pitch.
Yeah, well, shut up and let him pitch. Yeah, I was 66 when I got called up in '84, and then I went to camp the following spring, and I was 67. So I was actually moving in the wrong direction.
Yeah, you were moving up.
Yeah.
Not in the rotation, but up in the depth chart.
Greg Counsell got a pinch hit last night. That snapped the 0 for 45. They tied the longest in the majors since 1900. So that was a relief for him. 2 balls, no strikes.
Say that again, Brownie?
He was 0 for 45 until he got a pinch single last night. Had tied the longest 0 for by a position player.
By a position player, yeah, I was going to say.
I should have said that.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of pitchers that I know have been there.
Sure. Bob Buell.
And the nice part is the Astros have put that up on the board so Craig can look at that.
Yeah, it's up there right now. Yeah. But Dave Campbell had gone 0 for 45.
I mean, they put an 0 for 45 up there. Might as well just say nobody loves you either.
Yeah.
30,565 paid attendance.
Yeah.
Strike to Counsell. And it's 3-1.
You snapped an 0 for 45, and your feet are too big. Just point out all his flaws.
Yeah.
Saito at 2/3 of an inning allowed no hits, no runs. Narvis in 5 1/3, 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Well, pinch walk now for Counsell. First and second for Hart.
This Counsell knows which way to go. Usually going back left.
Doug Brocail out to mound. Baggy, you were asking about unearned runs. The Astros lead the National League. They've allowed 60.
They lead the National League, yeah.
But it's kind of interesting to check some of the other teams. Phillies have allowed a lot less than that. You know, you look at the pitching staffs like the Phillies, they don't walk very many. The concentration of the fielders got to be.
Well, and the Phillies might give up 1, but they don't allow 3 or 4 just because of their rotation, and they can get 4 outs in an inning instead of just having to get 3.
They've allowed 19 unearned runs.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Now, we're making fun of Counts a little bit right there, but he's been a heck of a Major League Baseball player.
Really has.
He really has. He's been on some great teams. He's been an integral part in all those teams that winning the World Series. 1-1 with the Diamondbacks and 1-1 with the Marlins. Very, very good player. I feel bad for him to have to go through something like that.
It's been tough sledding for him. Fulchino warming up for Houston. Hit by the pitch hard. And the bases are loaded.
Carpenter struggling with his command here, pitching himself into a bit of a bind after the double play. 2 walks now hit batter to load the bases, and he's got T-Plush coming up, and then it's Braun and Fielder, so he better find it in a hurry here.
T-Plush. Did you ever find out, Jimmy, how we got to T-Plush?
Tony Plush is his fictional character, his alter ego. I don't know where he came up with it or why.
I think that's the better question, is why.
We'll have to get to the bottom of this. Maybe not tonight.
Yes.
Brad Mills will go to the bullpen. Morgan due up. He's moved in the left-hander. Sergio Escalona. 6-4 Milwaukee. Back in a moment. Inning, including a Fielder 3-run homer, and Fielder is 3 for 3 for the Brewers. He's driven in 4. Martinez, JD, had a 3-run homer for the Astros in the 3rd. That closed the gap to 5-4 Milwaukee. Betancourt is 4 for 4 with an RBI for the Brewers, and the Brewers now are threatening to put even more distance between themselves and the Astros. It's 6-4 Milwaukee. Bases are loaded with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. And it's a lefty-on-lefty matchup for Sergio Escalona, JD.
Yeah, huge confrontation here. You see Escalona holding left-handed hitters to a 170 batting average. Morgan 250 this year against southpaws, 8 out of 32. He's reversing a trend of the last 3 years. He's hitting just a .194 against southpaws. A little bit better this year.
A little more playing time too, 100.
Probably.
Yeah.
1-1.
Yeah, maybe his alter egos.
Yeah, maybe just
hitting for him.
I'm not Niger, I'm Tony right now.
Yeah, T-Plush, whatever. That was kind of funny, though.
Fly ball hangs up into right center field. Jason Bourgeois calling. In the 7th inning, it's no runs a hit, 3 men stranded for Milwaukee, and a 6-4 lead for the Brewers. Back at Minute Maid Park, it's 6-4. Milwaukee leading Houston. Fans enjoying their 7th inning stretch. Former Astro LaTroy Hawkins is taking his warm-up tosses. He comes in as pitcher number 3 with Craig Counsell staying in to play second base. Felipe Lopez leaving after going 0 for 4 with an RBI. And Hawkins will go into Lopez's number 7 spot in the order. Earlier this season, he was on the disabled list. He's come off with an ERA of 1.83, JD.
Yeah, pretty solid work for LaTroy. He's had a nice long career. Boy, he and Saito's 41, holds hot.
38.
Came up as a starting pitcher for the Twins back in about 1995 or so. And morphed into a very solid relief pitcher, and he can still throw pretty hard.
Quintero to lead it off.
Great guy, too.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Stand up.
Pretty evening out there. It's 6-4, 12 hits to 5 in favor of the Brewers. He is a stand-up guy. Hawk.
Yeah. Pretty evening out there, Brownie. Yeah, but it's only about 450,000 degrees out there.
That's true. A lot prettier in here.
Sure is.
Quintero is 1 for 2. Scored a run. Hawk lives in Frisco, Texas. That rolls out to second. Counsell. 1 out. Axford, the closer, has done a very nice job for this Milwaukee club. 3rd in the league in saves with 31. He's converted 28 in a row. Now Schuck, who got his first major league hit last night and then promptly stole a base.
How many in a row, Brown?
He's made, let's see, he's got 28 saves in a row, Axford.
Wow. Pretty solid.
Yeah, it is.
So you're saying we got a chance?
Absolutely. It's about time. Schuck had a nice line drive to center last night. You've seen this guy a few times, Baggy.
Yes, I have. Seen him a bunch.
What are his strengths?
Well, he gets on base. He hasn't hit for a lot of power. His strength is hitting the ball the other way is what his strengths are.
Okay. Schuck, an Ohio Stater.
Yeah.
He hadn't played right field until he got here last night. This year, anyway.
Well, he's been with Gaston most of the time, and Gaston usually plays right.
Okay.
So he usually plays left, a little bit of center. But he's also been with Steele, too, down there in the minor leagues. So they kind of all came up together.
Yeah, that brings up a point. We had that question earlier on Twitter about the young Astros. You see the career path of J.B. Schuck, and you talk about the other 2 guys who have been with him as they've moved up. But ultimately, players usually separate themselves from each other for various reasons. And now he takes a walk, so that gives the Astros a good base runner for Jason Bourgeois. But all 3 of those guys have been thought of as prospects. You know, you go back to A-ball, a lot of players are thought of as prospects.
Yeah, and they are. And, you know, you go down the list and everybody thinks this is going to be our guy. But you know what? You have to keep progressing as a player. You can't, you know, you get into the organization, that's one thing. But then you just got to keep progressing. You got to keep getting better. You got to make adjustments. It's a little bit different playing in Double-A than it is playing at Ohio State. I promise you that. So you got to keep making adjustments. And the good players are the ones that can do that.
Bourgeois, former Brewer, Hawk, a former Astro, and it's 1-0. Altuve on deck. Hawkins was drafted by the Twins in 91. JD mentioned came up in 95 as a starting pitcher with Minnesota.
Outstanding high school basketball player from Gary, Indiana. He was up against Glenn Big Dog Robinson in high school.
Ooh, no kidding, right? Whatever happened to him?
I don't know.
It's 2-0. Hawkins, after getting Quintero on the first pitch, now struggling to throw strikes. He's 60-84 in his major league career. 28 saves back in 01 with the Twins. Astros got him in 08 from the Yankees. And He is really struggling now. 3-0. 7 straight balls. Wilton Lopez and Jeff Fricino are watching from the bullpen.
Did he just go out there 2 pitches ago?
Yeah. Like it.
Could possibly tell him now. You're hitting your heel?
Yeah. You're not getting any better.
Yeah.
Fix it. Mark's been in the league for 100 years.
Exactly.
Just go on back there.
See what happens when you listen?
3-1. Hawkins worked a perfect 8th inning on Wednesday against St. Louis. He's had 5 straight scoreless appearances. And right shoulder surgery last year. He missed the first 18 games this year.
Look at the Hawks' calves.
Not sure. Warren Hopper to third. McGee double clutching. Oh, they call him out.
Millsy, you can get him right now.
Yep, there's his chance to
This
go
is
for
your
the
chance
cycle.
right now, buddy.
Not coming out.
He had to reset and then rush his throw and bang bang over there first.
That might have been an all-time record if he would have went out and not got thrown out of the game and yelled at every umpire.
Fielder with the stretch. McGee just barely regrouped to get him. Now Altuve. He's walked and singled. San Diego's pouring it on. 12-1 at Pittsburgh, top of the 8th. Francisco Rodriguez is warming up for Milwaukee. Atlanta 5, Mets 4, top of the 4th at New York. Strike to Altuve. They lose 2 4-1. They've played 6 in Florida.
Jose was about 6 years old when Troy broke into the big league.
Sounds right.
Is that right?
Yeah, he was about 21, and Hawk is broke into 95.
JD Martinez is on deck.
Troy will test your concentration a little bit because he's very deliberate. Takes a lot of time between pitches.
Well, Baggy, Joe Morgan was roughly Altuve's size. And he walked a ton, but it has to be in the guy's nature. Just because he's small doesn't mean he has to walk.
You can't. And he's very aggressive, which I like. I like his aggressiveness. You know, he's only 21 too, so that might come. You never know, but certainly he's always been probably been downed upon because of his size. He's swinging his way out of it.
He is. To right field, Corey Hart in for the catch. In the 7th, though, Runzo hits and a man stranded, moving to the 8th, 6-4 Brewers. before 5 hitters due up. And the Astros have pitcher number 4 of the night on the mound. Just returning today from Oklahoma City, Jeff Fulcino, where his ERA was 0.73.
Big guy went down there, got his act together, pitched pretty well, and has earned a return trip to the big leagues. He left his beard there at Oklahoma City. As long as he didn't leave his fastball, things would be okay.
I would imagine that beard went pretty quick after he got sent down.
Enough of this. This ain't working.
Yep.
Fulcino is up against that test of the 8th inning here with the 3 hitters he's going to be facing. Braun is 2 for 4. He has scored 2 runs tonight.
Yeah, how about that? Welcome back to the big leagues.
There you go, buddy.
Braun is 0 for 8 against Fulcino.
Fastball, slider, split finger pitch, unless things have changed for Jeff. I doubt that they have.
David Carpenter in 2/3 of an inning allowed 1 hit, no runs, with 2 walks, a hit batsman, and no strikeouts.
It's a Houdini act there.
Yep. Thanks to Sergio Escalona getting Morgan. Bouncer Fulcino.
What a cat.
Big cat.
Fulci.
1 down. That's that Yukon quickness.
Yeah. That's what happened to Connecticut boys. Okay, I throw the ball overhand to home plate, but I'm going to go underhand it to first. Yes. You pitchers are a strange breed, JD.
He's on the move.
Look at that, like a goalie. He was on the move.
Fielder looks at it. It's ball 1 to him. He has 3 hits, 4 runs batted in, and a walk. Altuve's out in right field.
Still fairly early on here, but I imagine the Brewers are keeping a close watch on the Cardinals games these days. It's still 2-1 St. Louis. That home run pool is hitting the first, holding up 2-1 after 7 in Florida. Chris Carpenter still pitching for St. Louis.
3 balls, no strikes. Colorado's pounding Washington 9-2 after 4.
Astros have not retired Fielder tonight. Home run single, walk double. Sitting 3-0 right here. Better be careful.
Fielder takes the walk. Number 4 for Astros pitchers tonight. Go with a hit batter, and now it's McGee batting. McGee 0 for 4. Boston beat the Yankees.
Yeah, I was just going to say, your Red Sox thumped the Yankees tonight, Baggy. Beat Sabathia.
Did they really?
Yeah, that's a story.
Lackey's like 5-0 his last 5 starts, isn't it?
Don't know about that, but he's 10-8 for the year with a 6.14 ERA.
Oof. Hello, run support.
Ball 1 to McGee. Ellsbury hit his 19th for Boston.
He's having a heck of a year.
He really is. He's got a couple game-winning hits here in the last week. Teixeira, number 32 for the Pinstripers. Strike, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. That is going to be an interesting race between those two again this year.
Yeah.
You have a favorite in that?
My favorite's always the Red Sox. It's not the Astros. It's going to be the Red Sox.
They're in a dead heat right now atop the AL East. Fly ball to center. Bourgeois backing. Fielder going back to tag at first, and he will just draw the throw and then retreat. The throw's a very good one. 2 outs.
Good heads-up play by Fielder. Going back to tag anyway, giving himself a chance. Catches
Watch the throw,
flat-footed.
Yeah. Watch the throw in the air. If he brings him off the bag a little bit, you can get in there.
Rafael Uniesky Betancourt is 4 for 4 and rolls that one off his thumbs out to third base. Paredes takes care of out number 3, and in the 8th inning it's no runs, no hits, and a man left. 6-4 Brewers.
Follow the Astros with the MLB.com @BAT11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. To get it, text @BAT to 31826 or visit Astros.com for details. Bill Brown, Jim DeShays, and Jeff Bagwell in the booth.
Thanks, Greg. We have changes now for the Brewers. Jerry Hairston Jr. takes over in center field, and Nigel Morgan has moved from center field to right field. Corey Hart coming out of the game, and he was hit by a pitch in the 7th inning. Maybe that's the reason he's come out. Francisco Rodriguez comes in to work the bottom of the 8th inning. Martinez, Lee, and Michaels due up against the pitcher with 23 saves, who is now setup man.
Rodriguez is he's kind of morphed into a guy who really throws a lot of breaking balls, curveballs, and a good changeup.
Yeah.
He came into the league with the Angels back in 2002. Real hard thrower, fastball slider guy then. He does not blow you away with his fastball.
He used to, as you mentioned, when he came up in 2002. He was really something in the postseason for the Angels. He won 5 games in the postseason that year.
Yeah, after what? Just a couple of innings with a big league club in the regular season.
That's right. 5 innings in the regular season.
Wow.
He was quite a sensation.
Proof again that experience is overrated. What Doug Rader said, if you needed experience, nobody would ever walk. Somebody had to be first, right?
Well, according to Carl Everett, nobody ever did.
Here we go. It's always comes down one time in the telecast.
No balls, 2 strikes. Someday I hope Carl goes up there and examines those footprints. That's line to right field. Morgan over. Whoa! His fundamentals almost fell apart on him. 1 out.
This guy.
You get the feeling you're watching arena football or something. It's a whole different world.
One out, and it's Carlos Lee. He homered in the 2nd inning. He's 1 for 3. K-Rod now 29 years old.
That's all he is 29?
29. Well, after he left the Mets, they reworked his contract because he had incentives for next year. Ryan Bogusevic is in the on-deck circle. That relieved the Brewers of having to pay those. Line foul.
Yeah, if he had finished a certain number of games this year, a huge incentive would have kicked in for next year. Brewers, nobody really wanted to be shackled with that, so everybody was hesitant to make that deal. But Rodriguez willing to waive it, and that will allow him, if the opportunity presents itself, to finish games. I mean, if that clause was still in effect, I don't think the Brewers would use him in the 9th inning very much at all, regardless of what's going on with Axford.
True. But I think it was astute for him and his agent to waive that, because now, as you say, if there's a problem with Axford, he can go back to closing again, and that would help his value for next year.
Absolutely.
Things get complicated. So a chance for him to join a contender. Pitch again in the postseason. Foul back. And when he threw against the Astros, JD, on Sunday in Milwaukee, he just really didn't have everything working.
Well, again, I think he's a guy right now at this stage of his career. He's got that good changeup, and he's got a bit of a violent delivery, and I don't think his command is all that good. He just finds a way to get out of jams. But to me, if I'm Ron Renicky, my quote-unquote nervous factor with this guy out there in the 8th or 9th inning would be fairly high. He can get you to swing and miss at that breaking ball, but if you're patient, I think you can work walks and work favorable counts against him.
Strikeout for out number 2. Now Bogusevic, the pinch hitter.
a lot to look at, though.
He does.
Good leg kick and comes flying off towards the first base side.
Now Bogusevic, a 209 hitter with no homers, 1 RBI. And 6 for 22 pinch hitting with an RBI. That's in the air, and McGee gives chase, but that's out of play for him. K-Rod got a blown save, but got a win on Sunday against the Astros in Milwaukee. He gave up a single, he had a walk, wild pitch, 3 stolen bases.
Nice play.
Kind of looked like the one JD caught earlier in the game.
One and 1 to Bogusevic. Been up and down with the Astros in Oklahoma City this season. Corey Hart left the game with a left hand contusion, being hit by that pitch in the 7th inning.
A good changeup right there.
It's the kind of changeup that makes you think he might be better against lefties than righties.
Yeah.
Jimmy Paredes on deck. Still 1-2. Bogusevic. Astros trailing by 2 in the 8th. Cleveland and Texas are scoreless. They're in the top of the 5th at Arlington. Bogusevic started, and the appeal went to third. He checked the swing. 2-2. Left-handed hitters are 4 for 18 against K-Rod since he joined the Brewers. That strike 3 call, and that ends the 8th inning. 6-4 Brewers moving to the 9th.
Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. Now look who's back on the mound for the Astros, Brownie. We haven't seen him for a while.
We welcome back Jeff Fulcino a few minutes ago, and now it's Wesley Wright also returning from Oklahoma City along with Jeff Fulcino today. With Jay Happ headed in that direction to the Red Hawks, and Mario Del Rosario to the disabled list. Wright is 2-1 at AAA with a 2.29 ERA. He was with the Astros for 3 days earlier, but did not pitch.
Solid work for him. AAA level this year. holding opponents to a 207 average. And you may recall the plan was to go down there and try to become a side armor to be better suited to neutralize left-handed hitters, kind of become a lefty specialist, but that wasn't going so well for him, so he scuttled that, went back to his conventional delivery. We should look at a profile on his career. Astros got him in 07, Rule 5 draft pick from the Dodgers, all of 2008 spent in an Astro uniform, and then up and down a bunch since then.
Now as he comes back, he works the 9th inning, and it's Jerry Hairston Jr. batting. Hairston up for the first time in the game, taking strike one. He got the start last night and went 1 for 5 against the lefty Jay Happ. He was in the lineup. 265, 4 homers, 24 driven in. He was with the Nationals. He got traded to Milwaukee. He looks at strike 2. Wesley Wright came up in July, the 18th through the 20th, when Matt Downs was on paternity leave. It's a 1-2 count for the Astros in the bottom of the 9th. Paredes, Barmas, and Quintero are due to bat. John Axford's warming up, the Milwaukee closer.
The Astros, if they don't get it done here tonight to avoid the sweep, we're going to have to beat Zach Greinke, who's been throwing the ball very well for Milwaukee. Bud Norris goes for the Astros tomorrow afternoon. Then it's off to the desert for 4 with the D-backs, who are currently trailing the Dodgers 3-2. Diamondbacks not able to take advantage of the fact that the Giants are playing the Phillies this weekend. Not yet, anyway.
Bouncer shortstop to Hopper. Barmas. 1 out. 30,565 tickets sold for this Saturday night game. Stick around for the concert afterwards. I'd love to see an Astros win before that. And Wesley Wright is going to try to get 2 more outs and keep it at a 2-run deficit for the bottom of the 9th. Jonathan Lucroy, the batter. Greg Counsell's on deck. Lucroy has a single and a walk tonight. Greinke has 5 straight quality starts.
Yeah, and I think they've been a lot better than quality, too. They've been, for the most part, very, very good. ERA below 2 over that stretch.
You're right, 1.71. Two-0 for Wesley Wright, coming from the Dodgers, as you may have noticed earlier, native of Montgomery, Alabama. Last year in 14 games, he was 1-2 for Houston and had Round Rock the rest of the time. Made 71 appearances with the Astros as a rookie in 08. It's 3-0. Fernando Abad was one of the lefties in the bullpen earlier this season. He had some arm problems, went on the disabled list. He's now back at Oklahoma City. So with Wright here, Brad Mills again has another lefty besides Escalona.
Right now the roster more balanced than it's been all year. A couple of lefties in the pen, a couple of lefty bats on the bench. That hasn't been the case most of the season.
True. Fouled away, and it's 3-2 now to Lucroy.
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter which hand you throw with or which side of the plate you swing from. It's all about performance, but you know, in a perfect world, the manager would like to have options when you play the matchup game. And Brad Mills right now has a little bit more at his disposal.
To right field. Shuck backing, and that's at the wall and gone. Opposite field home run by Lucroy, and that makes it a 3-run Brewer lead, 7-4, as Lucroy goes deep for the 8th time this year. 47 runs batted in for the Milwaukee catcher.
We talked about him earlier, how he's been a nice fit for this club, providing support for those boppers in the middle of the order.
Craig Counsell looks at strike one. Baggy, you remember that game when Counsell was with the Marlins and he was hit by a pitch by C.J. Nitkowski in the face?
Yeah, I do.
Boy, it's amazing.
Trying to hang in there, stay through it with a lefty, and never saw it coming.
He didn't even go down. He just stood there and he had blood dripping out of his mouth.
Yeah. He's a tough kid.
He really is.
Say kid, I don't know how old he is now. Look, he's just shaking his head right now. He said, I just went 0 for 45. Now I'm fouling balls down the first baseline.
Counsell will turn 41 later this month.
Is that what it is?
1 or 2. Not too many guys, position players, still playing at age 41.
And somewhere during that 0 for 45 stretch, he's like, what am I doing still playing baseball?
Down on strikes, 2 outs.
And he's a great example of what we talked earlier about how you see guys at the A-ball level and you project great things for them. I'm guessing when Craig was an A-ball, nobody thought he was going to be a big leaguer at the age of 41.
Right.
They might have said, hey, he might be able to scratch and claw and get his way up to the big leagues for a little bit, but it's it's all about making adjustments and learning to find your niche.
Yeah, that's the word right there.
And being mentally tough, too, because obviously this is the worst downturn of his career, but I'm sure he suffered others before, and you just got to battle through it.
Yep.
Josh Wilson is the pinch hitter for K-Rod. 267, 2 homers, 4 runs batted in.
The game will give you plenty of opportunities to quit it if you're inclined. I mean, there'd be many nights where you'd be staring at that ceiling going, what the heck am I doing?
Kind of like golf.
Yep. You hear those stories of the guys throwing the clubs in the lake?
Oh, yeah. 2 balls, no strikes to Wilson.
Usually here at the minor league level, the guy will snap, he'll finally get the side out or something and just peel his uniform off, take the jersey out, and I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm finishing on a high note. See you later. Take me back, real world.
Yeah, and they go back and figure out I got to go back to the real world.
Ball 4, and it's Niger Morgan. Aggie, you probably heard this one, but it was in a book written by George Plimpton, who spent a lot of time hanging out with golfers, and there was a guy who was playing the 18th hole, and by that point he was just fried. He wasn't doing anything right. He hit a ball in the lake. He threw his bag in the middle of the lake and stormed off, went to the parking lot. The people on the veranda sipping the Arnold Palmers or just watching the other players play 18. About 15 minutes later, came marching back out, went into the lake, fished down there, got his bag out, unzipped the ball compartment, got his car keys out, threw the bag back in the lake, stormed off.
Yeah. Sometimes you forget what you're doing after a while. Whoops, I need those things.
Blind rage takes over.
Strike, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Niger Morgan. There's a story by Brian McTaggart on MLB.com that the Astros have presented Buddy LeMuth, the pitcher who was paralyzed in the diving accident, with a new wheelchair accessible van today.
That's nice.
Yes. As a gift from Drake McClain and the Astros in Action Foundation. They drafted him in the 40th round from San Jacinto College. He was here last homestand.
Right, I saw that in the paper.
Runner takes off. Foul ball. 1-2 to Morgan. Milwaukee trying to go 64-50 to this point, and looking like maybe pulling away from some teams. Runner going again, foul back again. Still 1-2.
What's his nickname again? T Plush?
T Plush.
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 T Plush. I got to get an alter ego.
Why didn't you come up with one when you were
Everybody
playing?
needs an alter
No,
ego.
everybody needs a guy too, like a guy that takes your bags and all that.
True.
All the Yankees guys, those guys got guys.
Okay.
They all have an entourage.
Yeah, you got to have somebody. Easy, Carlos. Hurt yourself over there, big boy.
Who was the pitcher that you worked with that kept you the loosest on pickoff throws, baggy over to first?
The loosest?
Yeah, as far as throws like that off the bag.
The guy that worried me the most was Randy Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
Because he threw it 150 miles an hour over there. He didn't have a slow one.
That was some kind of fun, though, in '98 when he was pitching those games in the Dome.
It was amazing.
Yeah, the unit's becoming quite the pitch man.
Yeah, how about that?
They're doing the Just for Men thing with Clyde. And
Is he trying to be something different and develop a personality or what?
He might. It's not too late.
Beard is whack.
Still time. Swing and a miss. And that's the inning. And in the ninth, the home run by Lou Croy gives the Brewers a 3-run lead. So it'll be a safe situation for Axford, 7-4. The save opportunity here. Axford comes in to work the bottom of the ninth inning. Chris Narvison's 8th win of the year is on the line as the angular right-hander, 28 years old, from Canada, is 31 of 33 in saves, JD.
Yeah, and he does throw really hard, averaging around 95 miles an hour with his fastball. Also has good breaking stuff to go along with it. 31 saves, good for a tie for third in all of Major League Baseball. Averaging better than 11 strikeouts per 9 innings. Actually down just a little bit his strikeout rate from last year. From Ontario, Canada, pitched collegiately at Canisius College in Buffalo, New York.
What's the nickname, the Bisons?
Canisius are the, I should know this. There might be the Griffins.
Griffins?
Golden Griffins.
That's a good one. Jimmy Paredes leads it off, bottom of the ninth inning. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Then Barmas and Quintero are due to bat. And there's strike one to Paredes. Axford last pitched on Wednesday against St. Louis. His last 8 appearances, he has not given up a run. 8 innings. It's 1-1. 28 straight saves have been converted by Axford. His blown saves came on March 31st at Cincinnati and April 18th at Philadelphia.
Originally drafted by the Reds, but they didn't sign him. They saw him pitch once in college after drafting him and said they passed on him.
Braun with a catch, 1 out.
Really? Yeah, one pitch in the summer league. Punched out 19 guys in a 7-inning game, and the Yankees signed him. Yeah, the Yankees signed him. Well, the Reds didn't see that one. He did that later on in the summer, and the Yankees signed him as a free agent.
That was in 06. And then Milwaukee picked him up in 08 as a free agent.
Wow. Somebody missed the boat on that one.
Clint Barmas is 0 for 3. Axford took over. Trevor Hoffman was on the club, you'll recall.
Who's that guy?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got 600 saves.
It's got to be a little intimidating if Trevor Hoffman's on the club and the club wants you to be the closer, not him.
Especially with that tan he has, too.
No balls, 2 strikes for Axford.
Trevor's just not a Milwaukee guy. He needs to be on the West Coast.
Southern California.
Yeah,
True,
that's
yeah.
who he is.
That's for sure.
T-plush.
Fly ball left field. Braun watching it, and that one will reach the seats. Home run for Barmas, number 8. 7-5 game. Third long ball for the Astros tonight.
Well, Barmas put a jolt in it last time up. Headed out there by the Brewer bullpen. T-Flush was able to run it down, taking away extra bases. So this time he hits it where no one can get it, except for a lucky fan as he gets the hands pulled in and the barrel out in front of that inside heater.
Well, the Astros have out-homered the Brewers tonight, 3-2. And it's Quintero batting with Shuck on deck. Quintero takes strike 1. He is 1 for 3. It's 0-2. 6 hits for the Astros and 5 runs, including a 3-run homer by J.D. Martinez in the 3rd. It's 1-2. Francisco Rodriguez worked to 1-2-3-8 with 2 strikeouts. Brewers bullpen had not allowed a hit before the home run by Barmas. Still 1-2. St. Louis 2, Florida 1, bottom of the 8th inning in Florida. The way things are looking, the Cardinals are going to need to win to stay 3 games back of Milwaukee. And those 2 teams will meet after this series. It's 2-2. Milwaukee is 6-3 against St. Louis this year. Brewers are 29-18 within the Central Division. Foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 12 pitches for Axford so far. Starter Narveson went 5 1/3, giving up 4 runs. Fly ball to center. Hairston. 2 outs. Shuck, who walked in the 7th inning, will come up for the 2nd time.
Blueprint of blast. That's all we need.
That's all you need. Who came up with that phrase anyway?
I don't know. Ty Cobb, probably.
Let's go with that.
Yeah. Sam Crawford.
I don't know if when Ty Cobb they had a bloop and a blast. It's kind of like
blueprint of bloop.
Yeah.
Ball 1. Axford last year set a Milwaukee rookie record for saves with 24. He blew 3 last year. It's 1-1. Dodgers 4, Arizona 2, bottom of the 6th at Arizona. Two balls and strike. Well, Shuck would fit into that bloop and blast.
Well, not the blast part, but the bloop part.
Yeah, so that's his job to get on base here.
Actually, we're probably going to have to go bloop, bloop, bloop before we get the blast.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that's where I run home.
Yeah, I don't want to cheat him.
Foul ball. 2-2.
He's sitting right there at 95 miles an hour, pumping that fastball. He's got that 2-run cushion to work with.
Well, Mark Barnett, we were talking about Shuck tonight. Baggy, he might be one of those guys who does not have to play a whole lot in order to contribute. He's got a pretty selective approach.
And he doesn't try and do too much up there.
Right. That's a shot off his heel. Axford scrambles, fires, and throws it away. Shuck hits for second. He might be able to get to third. Dave Clark saying, come on down. Nitro Morgan with the throw, and he is out.
Can't go to third there. Can't go to third with 2 outs.
And that's the way the game ends. As Morgan unleashed a throw to third base for the final out. So the Brewers, on this long throw from Morgan to McGee, get Shuck at third.
It'll be a single, E1, and then a base running mistake trying to go to third base with 2 outs, down 2.
Dave Clark mad at himself that he was the one who told Shuck to come to third. And McGee with a tag.
Good call.
Yes, it was a good call. Lance Barksdale on the call. That's the way this game ends. Final score, Brewers 7, Astros 5.